Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is SKTV coming to you live from Phoenix, Arizona. My name is Sekou Kenneth. Today is another day, another big day. We are having a very important conversation today. We have the privilege to be with us, Honorable Mariamu Fofana, the representative from District Number 4, Lofa County. I want to encourage each and every one of you to share the show. We are having some difficulties in connecting with our colleagues in Liberia, talking about Truth FM. We were connected earlier. That's why we are a little bit behind time in scheduling. So we were connected earlier, but for some reason the signal is not too good. So they are working very hard to make sure we are connected. We want to encourage each and every one of you to go ahead and share the show. But what we're going to do here, it looks like the guest is already here. But per our custom, what we do here is that we play some beautiful songs where while we uh, await most of our audience to tune in. So, and as we do that, we also take that opportunity to share the show. So, if you are just joining us, we want to say thank you very, very much for joining us. We want to encourage you to go ahead and share the show as we um, get ready here to get this conversation going. So, let me see the kind of song I want to start with here. Anyway, this is one beautiful Madingo song that I like. It speaks directly to Madingo people for the most part, Madingo people around the world. You know, like I've always said, I'm not trying to be tribalistic, but sometimes, it's good to go home, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I want to say thank you to each and every one of you. I want to encourage you to go ahead and share the show as we play this song here. Is by one Guinean singer called Lasso Jawara. We will play him. Let's see. I think we are connecting with the radio. Let's see if that is okay here. Hello, Johnson. Can you hear me? Mr. Kula, can you hear me? Mr. Johnson, can you hear me? Okay, I think we are still struggling with connections in Liberia. Nevertheless, we have the guest already here. So let's go ahead and play this song here while we um, get the communication situated back in Liberia. But the guest is already here. So we're going to get into the conversation very, very shortly. I want to encourage you to share the show, please.
Lasso Jawara featuring avec Kijata la fille de 124. Levez la famille.
Dokiere ni modokiere benisa. Dokiere ni modokiere benisa.
Abidjan sinaro jama ba dokiere yesao. Bamako sinaro jama ba dokiere yendo. Konakri sinaro jama ni madokiere ye benisa. Dokiere ye ni madokiere ye benisa. Mbataye mataye yere tale nyonde. Ekorotaye dotaye yere tale nyonde ni madokiere ye. Nderi kao ni madokiere ye benisa.
Yo baba na baki boy bona go ba mina he.
Komerisa ye jini yele la witale nyinina. Artisi ye jini yele la witale karana. Soteriye boli la witale ko. Moto takisi ye jini yele la witale karana. Nterike be itale nyinina ikana konte moka konti yere tale nyonde. When you can ye papa baby, let's have a karana. When you nyaye ko me lodi, o ole
mulala. Lazo achabe, jama mulele mulala mulala. Lazo inode bobo.
Nitela Ameriki konya kawie barala. Matarangizi tungaluwe konya kaza korobola. Imamie promoterie moya kale nini nao. Kolinya de korobo neko kolinya dombarakani. Ngoli sube korobo imaye kolinya de korobo. Nitele bi korobo neko kolinya be korobo. Ngoni wala jere kuri kalube nindo. Ngoni sera sembo bela kalube nindo. Jonge pako jeli de kale la so jeli bi de kale pia.
Hale konia konia konia, hale konia konia konia, hale konia na to jawara pepe ya tule konia kai.
Madokiere benisa.
Kore sere dinu maye na nyandonde. Kambele nuwe maye na nyandonde. Kele lusentaro, kawia fola lusembwaro. Sunyali na usendaro, moma fola usembwaro. Maye donde, imagine forêt, on vit en famille. Abat les jaloux, abat les critiques.
Laissez les jaloux te critiquer, en tout cas on avance.
Les jaloux, laissez-nous passer, on s'en fout. Les escrocs, laissez-nous passer, on est là.
C'est vous qui êtes camara, ouais, pas de les grands démarrons. Colonel et Tegoro Camara, je suis le gars de vous. Commissaire Babou Camara, toi où est. Répétition depuis les États-Unis. C'est les Awalamento. Désormais.
Le Sénégal est là, Jamaï de l'époque, j'ai laissé Jigini sous, Jamaï Jigini là, on y a des ondani balaka deba, on y a donné kolobo. I just gone away for me and the Korobola. Mama Sankura Shidi, Washington Julawe. Migidia, Okoko. Migidia, Okoke, and the Korobola.
Madokiere benisa.
I'm calling out the Korobola.
Madokiere benisa.
Calling out the Korobola.
Sama Lolo, Bossy. Yeah, Jade Ken, I'm when music Bossy over. Jade, Bossy, the name of the music, Bossy, the name of the music, Bossy, the name. Bossy dene, jate bossy dene, mane mizikila. Bossy dene, kwanya mizikila. Bossy dene, wali yangu mango bossy dene. Muso nyuma ungo mango bossy dene. Mambi bolongo bossy dene. Ai anvi bolongo bossy dene. Ikitu na de bossy dene. Boss. Chosu dene gabala US la na kono mo usi ni biro la che ai ngono ka. Wala kela nekene tisetamala. Jasku de lemba noga wole ngadela. Aya muso nyuma uyo ngotela. Labi masacha lome MBB la. Vesi basini, zini mambikono, uo dala kalambenji la begamako boss. Wai weki bole diananke, bolo ibala heji go bake. Samalolo nata anvile kono beji la morovi ave affaire kana ben, ko bossy dene. Antonio Soare, gine against me manga yako, a bossy the way. KPC, Chico Bros movement, jate the tell, a bossy the way. That against Samalolo, na manager Mr. York, na bossy the way. Mr. Duke, na bossy the way. Azaya, ngo mercy lile. Atisi ala chomo ngo bossy lile. Udi plem lo ngo bossy lile. Ministro da jina lile. Journalist ya style ya bossy lile. Madam President, Tumba Fofana kwenye kama sa ngo bossy lile. Seku kutubu, mande festival chairman a chomo ngo bossy lile. Seku kene, SKTV, chomo ngo bossy lile. Kwenye kabele uzu so kama dingo ngo bossy lile. Sa bola bositile, yama bi sanze do bana si ala bositile. Ya telefone wali wo ban bositile. Fane da gbele ti bolo bositile. Nena fola ngo bosile ne. Na iju kun bala mo ne na wali la be. Wadi ko na VIP, nene muso nyuma si ama sine cheli na e. Quando é te bola massini, poi bola de fala come eu massini. Kisa manga oba kushini, bo belo nenna go massini. Wale bolo ate bana, gani ko bana aya fama ko. Rappel bana. Bena fesi pasingana, cada lena fola konga jini ngusitona. Parce que ko posi dene mane musique la, posi dene konya musique la, posi dene. Aya posi dene. Jate posi dene mane musique la, posi dene konya musique la, posi dene. Wali yongu mango posi dene, muso nyuma ungo mango posi dene. Mambi yambolongo posi dene, ai envie.
So, folks, we are having serious technical problem today for some reason, but the good thing is our guest is here on the radio station. Been struggling. I really wanted to have that connection properly going before we could start the show, but it seems like we will continue with the program while we work on the connection to the radio station talking about Truth FM in Liberia. But my colleague is here, Steve Bull is here, and now also SKTV reporter Abraham Colley is also here. Abraham, hello, Abraham, can you hear me? All right, Abraham is not ready. Abraham, make sure you have your phone, whatever device you're using, situated, and also you're in noise-free area, so we can have you. Steve, good morning. We already have the honorable here and ready to go. We're waiting to get clear connection on the radio, but they've been struggling very, very much. Right now, they're even joining us again, but the internet is not helping at all. And the importance of this conversation, I want people in Liberia to listen, because we are bringing their representative. I want the people themselves. We are all Liberians, but people that live in Liberia, I want them to be listening. That's why it looks like the radio station is here. Johnson, can you hear me? Hello, Johnson, can you hear me? This is ridiculous. Now, you're gonna be the president, so you can have.
Yes, I'm getting you, but coming in. Yes, I'm getting you, but coming a little bit.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, man. See what's there, bro. See what's there, man. I don't know. Huh?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm getting you, but like off and on, and you know.
Okay. If you are on, then that's fine.
Yeah.
You don't have to be talking.
We're struggling, you know. It's not very easy.
It's okay as long as the people can hear all. That's
I'm
why
trying to even use my other. Yeah.
Okay, that's okay. If you can hear all, that's fine. Let's see here. Abraham, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you, Mr. Kane. I'm hearing you.
Okay, thank you very much. You even have a better internet more than the radio station right now. We are struggling with the radio connection there. So, folks, I want to say welcome to SKTV once again. My name is Steve Buchanan. On the screen, you can see my colleagues are here. We have Mr. Steve Bole, aka Moses. We have Abraham Colley, the reporter for SKTV in Liberia. As a matter of fact, we'll make formal introduction of Abraham Colley to all of you politicians, business, tycoon, and everybody in Liberia that you want to connect with SKTV. You want your programs, whether press conferences, whatever, to be covered by SKTV. We'll give you direct contact information of Abraham Colley, so you were able to bring you live on SKTV where the world will be watching you. So, Steve, before we bring the honorable on, I want to say one or two words to our people before we bring the honorable. The kind of conversation I'm going to start right now, and it's going to be very interesting. Steve Bole, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Mr. Penang.
You want to say one or two words before we bring the honorable in?
Well, I just wanted to greet our people from back home, those here in the United States. And I also want to welcome each and every one of us. Let's share the show. Help us guys to share the show. And we look forward to this conversation with the Honorable. Thank you, Mr. Kane. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you very, very much. Abraham, you want to say one or two words before we go? You want to greet our people?
Yeah, firstly, I'd like to say thank you to you, Mr. Kane, and thanks to my own boss. I call him Mr. Bule. And thanks to our viewers and those who following us and also listen via the radio. It's a pleasure to appear on this widest, coverage of probably wider internet platform as well. So thank you very much. I hope that you follow and help to share the life.
Thank you very much, Abraham. So, Mr. Johnson is there. Mr. Johnson, you want to say hi to our people, or your internet stay uh, not too good?
Yes, but technically, I'm a little bit busy, but how be it? I don't want to say hi to our people, especially our people in the diaspora. Let me say good evening to all of you. If in the morning time, I want to say good morning, but by this time in Liberia, we are in the evening time. So I want to say hi to all of you and our people whom are by the way or radio. Let me also say good evening to all of you. So thank you
So,
so much,
folks,
Sekou and Dr. Steve.
thank you very much. So, folks, that you hear, so we will waste no time. We are now bringing on the Honorable Mariamu Fofana, Representative District Number 4, Lofa County, Republic of Liberia. As you may be aware, she has been here before, and we are also aware that she is an aspirant for the by-election in Liberia, and we have a lot going on in Lofa County and in Liberia. And there's nobody that can better address these critical issues in our country, than her. Especially she speaks the Liberian way, that in a way that you don't want to ask questions. You are understanding it for the first time, especially when she's speaking to the Liberian people. So that's why we always, make it our duty to make sure that we bring Honorable Mariam Fofana on here to discuss not only political issues in Lofa County, but in Liberia in general. But Honorable Mariam Fofana, welcome to SKTV.
Thank you, Seko. Thank you, Steve, and to my
Can you put the
brothers in
camera up a little bit
Liberia.
we wouldn't see your hair. Put the camera up a little bit
Ah,
so we can see you. Very good. Perfect.
can you see me better now?
Yeah, much better.
Okay.
Bring it down a little. Yeah, much better. Very bad. Very good. It's good.
Thank you, Sekou. Thank you, Steve. Nice seeing you guys again. And to the brothers in Liberia, good evening, and good evening to the rest of Liberia. I know it's morning time in
Yeah,
Arizona.
Arizona.
So, those that are watching from that end, I tell them good morning. Maybe the people from the east, it could be good afternoon.
Of course.
It's always nice to be back on SKTV. I hope we will have a fruitful discussion, and let's get the ball rolling.
For sure. Thank you very much. And as you can see, the Honorable is here ready and fired up. So, yes, indeed, we are very honored to have you on here again. So, we will jump into the conversation right away. By the way, how are you doing today? How's everything going with you?
Well, I am doing okay. I've been under the weather for the past few days, but now, thank God, all ready to go to Lofa to make sure to bring victory for the people of Lofa County. That I
All
am
right.
prepared, and that's exactly what we are going to do.
All right. So, currently, are you in Monserrato? Are you in Morovia? Or you are in Lofa County?
Right now, I'm in Morovia,
Okay.
and hopefully, I'll be hitting the road by Wednesday.
Okay.
Start my engagement with the people, and there's a debate that is coming up in Vonjama. We should be on Saturday, if I'm not making mistake. So, my team will want me to be there, relax a little bit, and then do the mock debate and get ready for the actual debate on the weekend.
Oh, that's great. Anyway, speaking of Lofa County, going to Lofa County, recently we saw some post, like a test, test post of a radio station in Liberia, and specifically in Lofa County. Can
Yeah.
you explain to me what is going on? Do you have a radio station in Liberia in Lofa now?
Yes, that's the new title right now. I am the CEO of the latest radio station in Lofa County. It's called Dengola FM. and we broadcast on 101.4 in Vanjama City. We are located in New Vanjama. We have a modern studio there. We also are trying now to work on our online, like what you're doing now. We're working on that, and very soon we'll be online. But yes, we are in the media also.
That's great. That's great. So yeah, so how the people of Lofa County responding to that new development? Because that is a part of that's very essential when it comes to information or dissemination of information. So how are the people responding to that development in the county?
It's a great opportunity for the people of Lofa County, and I must admit the manager is a young man, Popaye Taylor, very experienced. He's been working with me since 2012, and he has been in the media. He works with various radio stations in Morovia here. Late he was the manager of Voice of Lofa. There's another radio station in Lofa, and he left that to come and manage Radio Dengola for us. And the people are very receptive. They are very pleased because it's one of the independent voices. It's one of the medium through which, a lot of informations are being disseminated, and they are doing the job professionally. Myself, I started in my life very early on in the early 80s as a journalist. I was trained, one of the very few first people to be trained as a rural broadcaster by the Liberia Rural Communications Network. And so I worked with ERV at the time. That was the radio that was in Vonjama. And so I know what it means to be in the media, and I know what it means to be truthful and tell the truth to the people. Information is key. When you give the people the rightful information, they can be able to make rightful decisions. And so we take that very seriously. And so the people are very happy and very receptive today. My understanding is that it's the top leading radio station in Lofa County.
All right, that's good to know. So speaking of Lofa County, and you just talk about a debate. We are talking about debate for the preparation of the by-election in for the Senate position in Lofa County, correct?
Right.
Okay, so last week we had the chairman of ACO here, Chairman Ansu Dole. I believe you are a member, an executive member of ACO, correct?
Supposed to be, yes.
Okay. So we heard that you are running as independent as opposed to running as member of ACO. Why? Is that true? And if so, why?
Yes, that is very true. I am a member now of ACO, but prior to joining ACO, officially, I was a member of the Unity Party. And during the 2020 elections, a certain thing has gone on in the Unity Party. I think I was on the show before and I explained that the reason why. So I wouldn't want to take too much time trying to explain again why I left the Unity Party. So I officially resigned from the Unity Party. And a lot of other political parties, because we in Liberia here, we have friends everywhere. A lot of other political parties have come engage me. They have wanted me to join them, but then the late political leader of ACO, Alaji Kroma, who happened to be also a father figure to me, have called me and encouraged me to come and take over ACO. In fact, he encouraged me to be the political leader of ACO, which I declined at the time. And so, but based on conversation that we have with him and with Chairman Anzu, I was encouraged to actually join ACO while in the campaign process already. So we had no time to, really have all the discussions that for me that I'm supposed to have before really making official pronouncement. But however, time was running. So I declared my membership and I became a full-fledged member. And according to what Anzu told me, that when you are a state lawmaker, you are automatically an official or executive of the party. At the time, I did ask for the constitution because when you want to join any institution, I'm being a little bit distracted by my daughter. I'm sorry about that. Before you join any institution, it is very important to have the constitution of that institution so that you can know your rights and know other people's rights and know your position. But there was no time to go into all the details. I declared my intention to become a member, and I am still a member. And I think, like we all know, ACO is my party, and it's all of us party because the man that funded the party is our father. And so my membership in ACO, I don't take it light. I take it very serious. But I'm running as independent. We should have a precedent in the party. Even the political leader, our late father Alaji Kroma, when he ran in Lofa County for this senatorial position, he was the political father, the owner of ACO, but he ran as independent. So I didn't see anything wrong with running as independent. But somebody will say, why will you run as independent even though there's precedent? When I joined IPO at the time,
Just a second.
IPO did not have
Honorable, just a second.
importation.
Just a second. Do you have the phone in your hand? I want the phone to be down somewhere where you can talk so it can be shaking like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just
Okay. Let me see if I can do that.
yeah, take your time and put the phone somewhere where you don't have to be
Trying to do that.
Yeah.
Because I have to be connected to a stable light. Is this okay?
No, the lights are good. The lighting is good.
Is this okay?
Yeah, it's very good.
Is this okay?
It's good.
Okay.
Yes.
So when I joined ICO, as you all might be aware, there was no political leader in that importation. There was no political leader. I'm putting it in quotation for ICO. And so now ICO has I know ACO has a political leader now. I'm still putting it in quotation. Has a political leader now. And when you listen to Dole explanation, I got tired and frustrated with so many inconsistencies in his statement. And political parties need to be serious, need to be honest, and need to be truthful. And so there is a lot of housekeeping to be done in ACO for it to be considered, seriously in the political dispensation in Liberia. And when the by-election was announced, I know that the housekeeping in ACO has not been done. And there was no time, a very short time was given for registration. So I felt strongly that going through all ACO ticket would have cost me some problem somewhere. So since there is in fact precedent in the party that whenever you have doubt or about anything that you could go as independent, our political father did that before, I decided that I will remain a member of ACO, but I will run as an independent candidate this time while we work with the rest of the leadership and membership of ACO to do some housekeeping. As you can see, ACO focus right now is not all representative or senatorial seat. They are focusing and putting all their energy out, just wake up from sleep and want to become president tomorrow. That is something that I have issue with. And the way it looks when you try to guide them into what needs to be done, it seems like people just want to look one way. And I have been game for a little long now to be distracted by the smaller pictures because I'm looking at the big pictures.
So basically, you are running, and you are running as independent in the upcoming by-election, based on the fact that you feel that there are some housekeeping that needs to be done in the party. You made some revelations.
Yes, serious housekeeping.
you made some you made some statement that I would like to push back in a little bit, but since my colleague Steve is not going to be here for a very long time, so I want to give him the opportunity to ask a few questions, and then we will go to Abraham, and then I will come back and ask you and push back on some of these comments that you just made, that I believe we require some clarity. So, Steve.
Thank you, Mr. Kane. Thanks, Honorable Mariamu Fofana. I want to speak Loma or Bandi, but I will leave it for another day. I wanted to get straight into the conversation. Yes, I want to speak Loma or Bandi, but I will leave it for another day.
Try. So, no, just try.
Okay.
You sure?
Yeah, say hello. Say hello.
Don't bring us on a show.
No, just say hello. Me, I know you don't speak the thing good.
I will take care if I leave. I promise. I will do it before I leave. I will do it before I leave. So
at the end, we can do that.
Exactly.
Honorable,
situation again, you know. But Honorable, I want to circle back to the last time you were here with us. And I stand to be corrected, but you alluded to your support to the CDC-led government or to President George Weah. Am I correct?
Yes, to the president, yes.
Okay. You running as independent.
Which I'm very committed to.
Okay, wonderful. So you running as independent with ACO and supporting the president. Did that play a role in your situation with ACO now? And maybe with other members of the opposition that might not want to, would that impact your campaign?
Well, it should not be. If you remember at the time, I said we didn't have no standard bearer. And as far as I'm concerned, ACO have not gone to convention and declare anybody, as a standard bearer for the party. So there's something that is going on outside of the norm of how political parties do selection of their standard bearer. We as a party in ACO have not gone to any convention. This was outside of the arrangement, and this is where the Constitution played a key role. And I've been asking for this Constitution so that I can know exactly what the Constitution says about this. And so at the time, being a member of we didn't have no standard bearer, and knowing very well the way politics has worked in Liberia, it's very, very difficult for any single political party to just win. You need some kind of collaboration, cooperation, or coalition. And so in that process, we were thinking, making research and going around other political parties like the CPP. Then we saw there was a huge split in the CPP. You all are aware of what was going on. So as a young party trying to reorganize, rebrand, and trying to involve our people, our constituents into thinking about us, I didn't think we found any place in that we had any space in the opposition when they were having that huge fight. So the next options we had was to start to work with the ruling party that have reached out to us, and so that we could find some kind of collaboration and try to work with them. And so when I go far with the president, that's the conversation we had with our people. I'm not just an ordinary person. I represent people that sent me there. And based on consultation that we did with those people, they asked me to endorse the presidency of President George Weah, which we did. They asked me to give the key of our district to him, and they asked me to tell him to keep that key because come 2023, they will be behind me to support his presidency. I am not talking about the entire CDC. We are talking about the presidency of George Weah. By then, ACO did not have any state barrier or political leader. So now that the conversation has changed, and I heard that we have a political leader, which is not bad. So I think it's about time we sit around the table, to see how do we transition from political leader to standard bearer, and what next for us. Time is running. You can't start organizing today and tomorrow you are going to have a presidential candidate, and then you think that you're going to win. And I heard the chairman saying, "Oh, you know, we have the natural constituent, and Aqua is etched on the hearts of the people." But yesterday, the C chairman is even afraid to work with a senatorial candidate in a single county. So if you are afraid and you don't think that you have the number, even in a county, to produce a senator, you think you will have that number to produce a president?
Okay, so
if you hear me say that they are inconsistent, and what I heard over and over was sentiment. What I heard over and over was boast. It was nothing realistic. Maybe it's meant for people in the diaspora who want, certain people want to hear certain things. And so people come there and tell them what to hear, even though it's not the realistic. But I've been around and I've been there, done that. I ran campaign successfully twice, winning. And so I know what is real. And so I will not follow. I'm above that frail. I will tell our people what it is. If you don't want to hear that, fine. You can go and do what you want to do. But in the end, you will get to know.
Honorable, I want to, sorry for the interruption, but I want to hold you there because I have less time to really push back on some things. As a professional, as a representative, don't you think at this point this is a conflict of interest? Don't you think there is a conflict of interest in your support for one party or one person as a president, as opposed to the party that you're a member of? And the party has not decided who will support. The party has not decided who will support the presidential election. Don't you think this is a conflict of interest from a professional standpoint?
No, it is not. I told you, as far as I know, we have not as a party gone to convention to agree on anybody as the standard bearer of the party. I told you that. And so my goal is to make sure to lead the party in collaboration or in cooperation with a team that I think that will win the election. That is my goal. Now, does that mean that the party will go that line? No. If they don't go that line, as an individual, I see, and I live in America for some time, I saw that in elections, you will see Democrats, they will tell you that I am a Democrat, a bona fide Democrat, but this time around, I'm voting Republican. Or they will say, I am a bona fide Republican, but this time around, I'm voting for a Democrat. And when that time comes, I will make similar decisions. But right now, as far as I am concerned, we don't have a standard bearer. We have not gone to any convention. And so my goal right now, as a member of ACO, is to make sure to find a suitable partner that we can cooperate with so that our voices can be heard in terms of collaborating with that party. Now, the terms and conditions of collaboration is yet to be worked out. It's not, nothing is cast in stone. But we must be flexible. We must be willing to say, yes, we want to work with other people to make sure that the best leadership is produced in this country. And that's my goal.
Wonderful. Okay, wonderful. So I want to transition.
So I don't see any conflict of interest in that.
What? Thank you for the clarity and the context on this in this question, because I think many of us were confused by the fact that you provide clarity and context. It makes sense. And I would have to agree with you that, yes, you can be a Democrat and vote Republican. You can be a Republican and vote Democrat. As evidenced by that, in the U.S., the 2020 elections, some Republicans voted for, Joe Biden, who was a Democrat, who is a Democrat, because they saw fit, like you said. But I'd like to move a little bit. I want to transition, before I leave here, I want to transition to your current desire to run for the senatorial by-election. And this is two questions in one. Why do you think at this point you are the right person to win the senatorial seat in Lofa County? That's one part of the question. The second part of this question also, you were with a United Party. You are with ACO. You sympathize with President George Weah. Do you think this move or where you've built relationships, do you think it would benefit you or it would harm you in this particular election? Considering you might have sympathizers, you might have people who believe in you from these different parties. What do you think as a politician? Thank you, Mr. Kane. I got to run. I'll be following. I'll be listening for my answers. Thank you so much.
All right, no problem. Thank you very
Yeah.
much. Let the honorable answer your question while you are
Yeah,
away.
yes.
So,
That
yeah, go
question is
ahead.
very important. I feel I am the best right now to lead Lofa Kante because I have experience in leadership, especially in the legislature. And because I have the most experience right now of all the candidates that are running, I think I am best suited to provide that leadership for the country. And looking at historically, my background coming from both tribes, Loma and Madingo in Lofa County, I also feel like it's best to cross cut and work with different group with different time. Now, the key point that you stress, and that has been in fight why I am running, is how do you reconcile the fact that you once were in United Party, you in ACO now, but you have endorsed the presidency of George Weah, who happen to be in different party. This is very important for us in Liberia, and it's very important, most important for us in Lofa County. Lofa County right now needs somebody who is able to have a voice that is strong, firm, but also softer, that can reach out to people irrespective of party, tribe, religion, sect. And that's why this is very important. I, Mariamu Fofana, irrespective of being in any situation, I am able to work across the aisle, to reach across the aisle. Even when I was in a unity party, I could reach out to other people, network with other people, and get the job done. And that is the strength that Lofa County need. Now, Lofa County, unlike other county in Liberia, is very unique. We are very unique. We have 16 tribes in Liberia, 6 of whom live in Lofa County. So you need somebody who have that skill to reach to people with different view, to reach to people with different religion, to reach to people with different ideology, and yes, they get the job done. Now, have you wondered why that I be in Unity Party, I'm in ACO, and I'm say I want to work with President George Manewia? That is a skill that Lofa County need. And being a woman, almost all the time working among men, like in the legislature, we are only 11 women working among 103, and still our voices are strong, and still I am able to, get the job done, and still I'm able to get the piece of power that they truly deserve, my people deserve, that they can get it. That is strength that Lofa County need. And that is the reason why people are taking towards me. Because Mariamu Fofana, as a Muslim, as a woman, is able to work with men. She is able to work with the Christian community, and equally so as a traditional child. I am also best suited to work with the traditional people and bring everybody on board so that we can get the job done for our people. So it does not mean that when you are in opposition, then you are enemy to the government. Or when you are in opposition or you in different party and other people in different parties, so that you and them cannot work together. And that is the attitude that many of our counterparts carry across. And so they see in one way, fixed mind. That, oh, if you're not in ACO, we are not working with you. If you in ACO, you should not be speaking across the aisle to other people. Then how do you get a job done? This country belongs to all of us. And we all need to work together to make sure that the job is done. And that is why I have that experience. I've done it before. I've done it several times in my district. And I think I'm ready to copy and paste that into the rest of the country.
All right. Thank you very much, Honorable Fofana. Now we go to Abraham Colley. Mr. Colley, do you have questions for the Honorable before we can?
Yeah, thank you again, Mr. Kane. And let me say thanks to the Honorable. I listened to her keenly, but I like to take up back to the issue of ACO. She made mention of the institution or the party not looking at the smaller picture, like supporting a representative, senatorial candidate, and so forth, but aiming at the presidency. Now, is it too early for the party to chase the presidency?
Did you hear the question?
If politics too early or too late,
I
but
said early,
you
early,
know,
early.
in life, the baby will have to be born, the baby will have to sit and start to crawl before it starts to walk. Now let's look at our recent history. Let's look at our recent history. Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, how was Hippolyte running to be president before she won? If you look at it, over 20 years, current president, even going far back, current president that we had, President George Manuel Weah, I think he ran like 2 times before, have a very formidable, organized political party, ran twice. He didn't win, ran as a senator, won, and eventually ran. That's spent over 10 years. So, ACO as a party have not even had a convention. This is the 6th month of the year. So we better have a year to election. We are not, we don't even have quote and unquote a standard bearer because we have not gone to convention. We just started in November. Just last November, we unveil our, and I'm putting it in quotation because as I'm sitting here, I don't even know how the political leader was elected. If you listen to the chairman, 1 minute it is the Supreme Elder Council that is making decision. The next minute, no, it's the party executive. So there's no clear-cut understanding of how these decisions are made. And I can tell you for sure, this is not in what we call Madingo, Kabla thing or family thing or traditional thing. This is politics. And we are talking about going for national leadership of this country, that we will be providing leadership for the entire country. And somebody is sitting here telling you that, oh, we didn't make that decision, that the Elder Supreme Elder Council, and when the question was whether the Supreme Elder Council are even from other tribes, no, these are all Elder Madingo people. And even that Elder Council, I have questions about that because I don't know how they were selected to become Supreme Elder Council. And so these are questions that we all need to come around the table, look at them, and say, you know what? Let's not look at sentiment. Let's not be emotional about this. We're looking for a national leadership that will be provided for the entire country. Let's be inclusive. Let's try and look at, all the variables and see who is best suited to lead us as a party that will provide the roadmap for us leading to the presidency and not do no rush. And one of the formidable parties that I am seeing here, I'm looking at it from the political point of view, is PUP, the People Unification Party. If you see that party gradually now, they have up to 5 or 6 representatives and senators. And you don't even hear about that. They're not making noise like ACO is making noise. But I understand why ACO is making noise. Because they make that noise on Facebook and on radio, everywhere because they're trying to attract the attention of their diaspora constituents so that they can invest into it. But I feel that genuinely, trying to attract the diaspora constituents to invest into your party, be truthful to them, be honest with them. Tell them that we are at the baby stage. We need a lot of things to consider. And we need you people to support us so that we can form that grassroots at that level, at that foundational level. And then when it's better, and then we go. So at that point, what
I want,
is
I want you
national
to,
leadership? We are
I
not
want you to,
underestimate the leadership of the legislature because that's where major decisions are being made.
hold on
And
one
you're
second.
not even capable of making that decision, right? Then you jump in, you say, we won't go for the presidency, we will put the candidate in the race, this, that, ACO is tattoo on the heart of our people. So who are your people?
Honorable,
Are your people
thank you.
different from our people?
Honorable, thank you. I want you to be a little brief in the answering because we got a lot of questions to ask. So I want you
Yeah.
to be a little bit
Okay, I will start. I'll
questions
start
so
by
that way,
I
we'll be
got
able to squeeze in more questions. Because a lot of people
yeah.
here are eager to
So,
hear from.
So then what we will do, ask me few questions before I answer. I am with the answer.
No, no, it's okay. It's okay. Go ahead,
so,
Abraham.
so yeah. So, thank you for the clarity. And again, I'll take you back to Lofa County where you previously said that you from a two background from the Mandingo and the Loma background as well. And now Councillor Jara also from the Loma background. Don't you think you'll be leaving the electors in dilemma in terms of confusing them what as to what where to go because both of you came from coming from Loma background and another person from the Mandingo background and so forth. Don't you think it will cause hindrance in electoral minds?
No, I don't think so. Councillor Jara, even without me, this is his fifth running. And the fourth time he was rejected by the people. So he has not really made a case. The people in Lofa County don't trust him. They don't believe that he has the skill to bring to unity among the people. On the other hand, Mariamu Fofana has been elected twice by the people in District 4. And our record is so clear as bringing the people together. Prior to my election in District number 4, there was always Loma and Mandingo conflict. And since my election, we nipped that. And prior to my election, there was always land conflict in my district between the Lomas and the Mandingo, between towns, various towns. We be able to nip that. Where is the record of Councillor Jala providing such leadership? None, zero. And so the people in Lofa, they are not confused. They know all their children. And I, for one, that is the reason why in fight, I am running on my record. Unlike Councillor Jala in this race, he's running behind the CDC because the CDC has endorsed it. So you will go around the country, you will see a picture hiding behind Thomas Fala, hiding behind other, Mose Colley and other CDC people. I am hiding behind my record. I am hiding behind my record of reconciliation. I'm hiding behind my record of peace building. I'm hiding behind my record of development. And that development is tangible in every district in Lofa County. And that is the difference between Councillor and myself. Besides,
So now,
I also have
yeah,
legislative experience, which he doesn't have.
all right. Now, representing a district is quite different from a county. Now you are seeking for a county level. Now, electors or people in the county may say your workings has only been limited to district number 4. Has it been working? Has it been working across the county? Have the citizens been feeling your impact in terms of cutting across your district in terms of
Yes.
development?
And Sekou say I should make my answers, I should limit my answers. Because I could go from district 1 to district 5 and tell you what I have done. But I'm not going to do that. The records are there. You can call them and they will tell you. But I tell you what, all politics is local. And so if somebody has served as a town chief and that person served well as the town chief, don't you think Johnson, that person is better suited to serve as the clan chief than somebody who had never even been a chairman or youth leader? So this is why I say I am most prepared than everybody in the race, because I have served as a town chief. I have served as a representative for nearly 12 years now of a district, and I did very well. My record is very strong in my district, and I extended it beyond my district in terms of development, in terms of peace building, in terms of working, cross-cutting across the country. So this is why I am better prepared. What I've been doing in my district is exactly what the other people in the other district need. So I will be copying and pasting what I did in my district successfully in the other 4 districts. And that is the strength that all the other people in the race with me don't have.
All right.
So
let me ask this.
Everyone, one
Let
more
me
question.
ask this one. Yeah, let me ask this one.
Then I will ask you questions.
Yeah. So now if I may be corrected, you are the only female contestant among all of the males. So people may say, what
yes.
prompted the courage? What motivated you? Where the strength is coming from to go and see that kind of good nine giant size men, and you are the lone female candidate posted among those men. I mean, what's your motivation? What's your strength?
I know that is question that everybody keep asking me, and a lot
Yeah.
of people out there don't know how much courage it takes, how much guts it takes to even declare your intention that you want to run for any political position, and that is even it's a hard thing for men not even to talk about women, and so when you see a lady not once but twice trying, the only woman standing, then you know that zeal, that courage is coming from the citizen. It's coming from our mothers who have all resolved that listen, for good, let's say 4 elections for senator in Lofa County. In fact, Lofa County had never elected a woman. So I am going again into history, not too far history. In 2006, the Lofa County people decided to elect Senator Kane and Senator Kupi, and they got frustrated with them in no time. They replaced them. They were both replaced by Senator Tengbe, who miserably failed the people, and Senator Zago. I don't even need to say it. You can ask the people whether he's performing his own performance records is his witness. And so the people are tired. They are saying now we have 4 penalties. Like when a key is stopped, they say 5 penalty. They put the ball in front of 4 guys to score. They all miss the penalty. So now they want to put this ball in who will score. And trust me, when that ball is center and Mariamu Fofana is asked, it's a penalty goal, it's a free goal for Lofa Kante, it's an experience goal, 3 cut. We're going to score for our women. And this is why, if you look today now, the women of Liberia have all rallied themselves around me, irrespective of party, religion, tribe. Women are trooping to Lofa right now, campaigning, raising their voices to say, you know what, Lofa Kante, do this. First time, send a woman. We need to break the bias. We need to break the barrier. And this is what we are going to do. Lofa is prepared to produce the first female senator. And trust me, come June 28th, Mariamu Fofana will be elected massively by the women and the young people of Lofa
Thank you for
County.
answering my question. So, Mr. Kane, you can take it from my end.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you very, very much, Honorable Fufana. Uh, like you or not, everybody know that you are a straight shooter. You are very straight. You very straight with your answer and what's on your mind, which I like. But I want to take you back to some of the conversation that we had earlier, especially regarding ACO. So you said that the late Professor Alaji Kroma, you use his scenario as a case study that he ran once as independent,
Right.
which gave you also the right, the room to say, you know what, I can do similar thing and found no problem with it. So did you informed your party that you are an executive member of, talking about ACO, did you inform the party in any shape or form about your intention to run for a senator in the by-election?
Well, at first you have to know that just recent, ACO carried me as their candidate in the 2020 election, December 2020 election.
Mm-hmm.
So even though we didn't win, but I still remain their candidate, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a both way street. And the by-election was announced in a very short period. They
Mm-hmm.
ACO made any effort to say, hey, we have a candidate and we're going to make sure that we're carrying a candidate? No. And that is the reason why I didn't even have the time, because immediately after the election and incoming political leaders, a lot of things need to be done. I don't know what needs to be done as far as the Constitution is concerned. So I'm asking them for my right. I've asked them, the chairman, the political leader, in several meetings, please, I need a Constitution so that I can be able to know what to follow, what to do. I didn't have the time.
So,
So at the
so,
time,
so
no, I knew that there was a lot of housekeeping to be done. And if I had tried to engage the party at the time, I would have been late for registration because there was a window given less than 1 week. And I have a lot of other documents that I need to produce. And
let me
so
let me
I
let me,
didn't
let
have
me
the time. So nobody asked me. I didn't ask nobody. And I went and register. And so far so good. I remain a partisan of ACO. And I hope to remain a partisan of ACO. But we need to do some housekeeping. We need to have some conversation. We need to have a dialogue around the table with different think tanks group so that we can draw a real roadmap for how the political party is supposed to be,
so
which
basically
I'm not seeing right now. And
basically
because of time, I really don't want to, waste my time too much on discussing what need to be right, what need to be wrong, or what went wrong with ACO because I have a campaign to go win, and I'm focused on that.
understandable. But when Chairman Ansu came here, we asked a lot of questions. Many people were concerned that, as a matter of fact, some people that really admire you and that likely support you, they were concerned that why is it that she is a member of ACO and then she's running independent, and ACO does not seem to actually put her weight behind her. And Chairman Ansu argued that they are not aware, that they were not informed in any shape or form that you were running. Now you just confirmed that, correct?
Yeah, let me tell you one thing, Sekou. And this is why I'm saying that ACO, there's serious problem in ACO. You are the CEO of SKTV. You work with Steve very well. Steve is scheduled to come on the show on certain times. Steve does not show up. He doesn't call you. The time is passing, and you see that the show is not coming on. The place. Will you get there and say, "Oh, because he didn't call me, so that means I'm not reaching out to him"? What kind of CEO are you? If somebody who's supposed to be your member, somebody who ran all your ticket, whatever is the reason the president did not reach out to you, where is the leadership from ACO that reached
So the
out to
first,
Mariamu Fofana to
so,
say,
so,
you know
so
what, we
let me
can.
hold you. Let me hold you there, Honorable. I think the contrast you are drawing doesn't add up to me, in a sense, because this is a political or institution. And you are already in this political party, and by virtue of your position, you are an executive member of the party. How could you decide to say, I'm going to be run for a position of senator without the acquisition, without any knowledge of the party you are an executive member of?
I will tell you the reason. I'll tell you
Okay,
the reason.
please.
I have expressed my dissatisfaction on various issues in ACO.
Okay,
So no response from the political leader or the chairman. And so
okay.
I felt it would be another waste of my time and energy trying to inform them about my candidacy. And I know I was not going to get any result because there were, if you go on Facebook, Azu, the chairman, sponsored by data, gave to young people that are in ACO, a
Special.
kid, insult me, antagonize me,
Yeah,
and even to a
the law.
point where the party left from Morovia here, went to Lofa to have the feast of our late political father within my district. That feast was going to be held in my district with no reference to me. And I have a young man picture with a political parading prior to even my decision to run again for the senatorial position. For my position, running all around with a political leader and Anzu, all in a district, showing him that it's their candidate. And a lot of things has been happening. Even they call me an executive member, they call meetings, they don't invite me, they don't see me there, and nobody even asks why you not in the meeting, why you have not come to this meeting or anything. I am like I'm an outsider because I have a strong opinion as to how the party is being run. So I see already that they are trying to push me aside. So if somebody is already undermining the position that you have, then you are aspiring for another position. How do you go to that person when you have flagged several issues to them with no response? So I felt
Understandable.
strongly that this other request would have come falling on deaf ear. And so I will not waste my time, and I went ahead and I just, and sure enough, like a woman who said to her parent, my husband does not care for me. And when she left and went, the man never followed. So the parent will be so, where people don't care about me. They don't even if I don't
All
tell
right.
them,
Okay.
they're not going to look for me. And sure enough, they didn't look for me. So I think that was the best decision that I made.
Understandable. Understandable. Let me. One of the reasons why I try to push back on this is that, like it is like in a marriage or um any relationship, whether political or social, economic, whatever it is. If everybody can play their part, somehow things will go well. Because if you fail to play your part and I play my part, sometimes we can sort of mitigate,
Right, right.
the problem. But it seems like none of you play it right, in my opinion, based on information available to us. You did not inform the party,
Yeah, equally
which
so they didn't look for me.
exactly which is your
So
duty
does
to do.
two right?
So let me finish.
So
And the
how serious
party
is that institution to attract good
and the
people that
party
can add value to them? When
let,
you
let me
when you get angry, you disagree with them. Hey,
honorable,
you are put on the side.
let me see this. So it seems like you did not play your part. Equally so, the party did not play her part. So there is a clear um, misunderstanding within the party, specifically between you and the party leadership. Even pay your expression.
Exactly, and that's why I said there are a lot of housekeeping to be
Yeah,
done,
yeah.
Sekou. And
So
because I didn't have time for all of that, so I needed to do what I have to do.
don't you think it would have been prudent for you to maybe just leave the party instead of being in the party as an executive member at the same time running as the independent? Don't you think it would have been prudent? It would have all go well to say, you know what? Let me just leave this party and run as independent. Don't you think that would have been the best way, as opposed to staying in a party where you command no respect? Somebody
No,
disrespect
I think the decision
in action. Don't
the
you think?
decision I made it was decision. I think the decision I made, Sekou, was the best decision to run
Okay.
as independent. Just like when the founding father felt that things were not properly right at the time, he resigned from the party. He didn't run to other party. He remained in the party and went and ran and came back and tried to straighten out what was wrong. So this is my intention. I am running as independent, but I am also a member of ICO, and my intention is to come back and get back to the table to try to see what is wrong in Apple and look for like mind so that we all can work together. This is our
Okay.
party. This is our
All
party
right.
that we are
Okay.
committed to, so that we
Let's,
all can work together to put the party on the right trajectory so that we can go ahead and start winning elections.
all right. That's perfectly understandable, and I think we have to leave Akona and move to the election in Lofa County. So
Thank you.
you
I
just
think
made
we
it
love
clear.
say about Apple.
You just made it clear here, and you did it before, and you did it today again. That your support for President Weah remains. That you will support President Weah for the presidency come 2023. And by definition, in actuality, we know when they say CDC is George Weah. And in the election that you are running for Senate, George Weah's party has endorsed a candidate, Councilor Jala. And CDCs are all over the country campaigning, all over Lofa County campaigning vigorously for Councilor Jala. And you have actually came out and put your reputation, your whatever on the line, clearly that you are supporting the president. But the president's party is, on the other hand, supporting a candidate in the same election that you are running. Do you see problem with that? Or you think the president really consider your support for him?
I don't see any problem with me declaring my intention earlier on to support the presidency. And let me tell you, if I wanted to join the CDC, I am a free, independent woman. I could have resigned from ACO, declare my membership in CDC, and I would have put a challenge there because once I'm a member, I would have that opportunity. But my intention is not to join CDC, and my endorsement of the presidency of President George Weah has nothing to do with the political party. And so, as far as I know, the CDC does not have a candidate, but the CDC have endorsed a candidate, and I don't have no problem with that because I know the candidate they endorse. I'm going to beat that candidate, and that's where it is. The addition of CDC to that candidate make matter worse, further for him. So there's a clear for me. When I look at the CDC, I look at the CDC with a clear line between the CDC and the presidency of President George Weah. And in politics, nothing is cast in stone. Nothing is cast in stone. So until I can see an authority to the presidency of President George Weah, my support for him remain intact. Now, does that translate into CDC? For example, if a CDC let any other candidate other than George Weah, I'm not going to support that person. The CDC will go to a convention. And in that convention, they could decide they're not carrying President George Weah anymore as their standard bearer, or as their presidential candidate. Does that mean I'm committed to the institution? No, because my support for the presidency in that line is only for President George Weah. So that's what I'm saying. So why may you think that when the CDC even go to convention, they will not even decide that, hey, President George Weah, thank you very much, but now you will carry somebody else, and that's where my support for that for that line will end. So, and like I said, nothing is cast in stone. So while we are at it, if I see any better alternative, if you remember on your show, I kept saying that right now I've not seen any alternative to President George Weah. And so I want the voices of my people to be heard. So I am looking for a collaboration with people who I see that they are providing some level of leadership when the opposition are supposed to be government in waiting, not providing that leadership. They are bickering, they are fighting, they are humiliating one another, they disgrace one another, they brought one another to their knee. So why do I want to be with those people?
So I understand your support, but for people like you who is politically stable, if you will, who've been in government for close to 12 years, been elected twice, and in Lofa County, I'm not sure if that was done with any help from President Weah or the CDC. So for you to have publicly declared your support for President Weah, I think that should be something that President Weah should be aware of. But for his party to go and endorse, Weah controls the CDC. Weah control the CDC. CDC is Weah parties. So for CDC to go and endorse another candidate, does that mean Weah care less about your support? Because somebody can declare, somebody of that magnitude, you have a constituency. The constituency you have, no matter what, for the most part, you have at least 10 or 12,000 votes in any election, presidential, with representative or senate, you got at least 10 or 12,000 votes. And you openly declare your intention to support President Weah. Now you're going into an election wherein President Party supporting somebody else within that. Does that mean he doesn't really care about your support, or it doesn't matter to him? Do you feel that way?
We need to be very careful with the word support and endorsement. We need to be very careful with that word because there's a line between support and endorsement. And so I think President Weah value. Wait. Let me try to say this. To endorse somebody does not necessarily mean you support them. And support, what does support mean to you? There are a lot of ways that you can support people without even saying I endorse them. I'm not saying that I'm getting any support from anybody because I don't need any support from anybody. I am capable of running my own campaign because you know why? I am running on my record. And that record is very strong. That record is crystal clear. It sets me apart from all the other people that are running against me. And that record is what I'm running on. So I don't necessarily need anybody to raise my hand or anybody to stand behind me to take picture. I am running on my record, and that record is very strong. And now, so for the CDC party is an institution, and that institution, I am sure, follow the rules and regulations. They have constitution. It's not controlled by President George Weah as you may think. That's not how institutions run. And if any political party, and this is where I am having problem with ACO in the first place, because I don't think any political institution should be controlled by an individual. Not because that person is so-called the hair or because their pocket is heavy. Everybody's voices need to be equal in the political institution, because at the end of the day, we are all entitled to one vote. At the end of the day, our dream, our aspiration, and what we dream to see happening for the country is what our party will stand for. And so everybody's thoughts and ideas need to be included, irrespective of religion or tribe. ACO is the only party right now running. The chairman is from Lofa County. The secretary general is from Lofa County. The vice chairman is from, everybody is from Lofa County. See, Madingo people, we need to be inclusive. These are the things that we want to achieve. These are the reforms that we want to see happening in the party before even asking for the presidency. And if we have failed to attract other people in those parties, that is where we're talking. And some of these ideas come about when people think that one person can control the party. So when CDC make decisions, so that means it's a George Weah decision. No. I think Sarata, you see even the CDC chairman saying things that the government will kind of say, no, that doesn't represent, or that's not what we are saying. That's the party opinion. So the presidency right now is government. And I'm in that government, and I know the effort that is being made. So it's two different things. I think the president appreciates my support for him, my endorsement of his presidency. I think he support that, he welcomes it, and he appreciates it. It has nothing to do with CDC endorsing another person. And that person also, remember, is a party chairman of another party. Councillor is a party chairman of another party, but he also endorsed the CDC. And so they look at their, all their different options available to them, and they feel that they could go with him, which I have no problem with.
Yeah, so you just brought me back to ACO again, where you mentioned the leadership structure, mentioning chairman and this and that, all those people from the Madingo.
Your voice is getting really lower here. I don't know what happened.
I'm pretty sure. No, I hope nobody's calling your phone that, because that one can interfere with the volume. But can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, so I was asking you. You just brought us back to ACO when you mentioned the leadership structure in terms of chairmanship and all the other positions. And I'm not sure if that information is accurate, because according to Chairman Ansu Dole here, he enumerated several positions within the party that are headed by people from different background, different tribe. So
I said the party chairman and the party secretary, they all from Lofa. The vice chair from Lofa. That is correct.
Okay.
The party chairman, Lassana Kamara, is from Lofa. Anzu Dole, chairman, is from Lofa. Musa Kole, vice chair for mobilization from Lofa. What is wrong with that? What lie is in that?
No. I'm not saying there's a lie, but what I'm saying in terms of the structure of the party, he called a lot of positions here that were not Madingo, and they were. I didn't know about
three positions. The three key positions: the chairman, the secretary general. Let's even stop at that. The chairman and the secretary general are supposed to come from the same place.
Well, I don't know about that.
I don't know what the I don't know what the Constitution say again, because I don't have copy of the Constitution. If that's what the Constitution say, I don't subscribe to that. But if that's what the Constitution say, and up to now, maybe that is the reason why they are not being able to give me the Constitution. And I'm sure you asked for the Constitution, and Azu promised that he will give you the copy of the Constitution. I'm sure you got it now. Do you?
I have it now.
Oh, okay. I don't have it available. Maybe you can forward me the Constitution.
Okay, I have the constitution now. Okay, so let's go back to the President Weah endorsement by you, his presidency. Are you receiving, or do you expect any form of support, directly or indirectly, from the president, despite the fact that his party has endorsed somebody else in the race?
You mean support for my by-election?
Yes.
No, I have not received any support. I have not asked you I'm capable of running this campaign. Not that I'm not looking for support. If anybody out there, like you all included, I mean, I have great brothers like you know, giving me all the support, financial, moral, and prayer support that I appreciate, and I call on everybody to do the same thing. But I can tell you categorically, I have not, you know, received any financial support from President Josh Mane. I look forward to it though. If he supports me, you know, President Josh, let me tell you something. He is a he for he champion. Even in 2020, when we ran, he paid for all the pool washers of all the female candidates, irrespective of any party they came from, because he is a he for she champion. I'm looking forward to something like that too coming. I was saying, if I am the only female in this one, I have not received that yet. But let me tell you also, those people, my endorsement, I want to say something. My endorsement of George Weah presidency, they didn't come from me. It came from the people that I represent. They petitioned me to do that. They asked me to do that. And up to today, based on consultation with them, they still stand by their statement. They stay as strongly supporting President George Mane Weah based on numerous interventions that he's making in their life. So as an individual, even if I didn't want to endorse President George Weah, but the people that I represent, and we are in a democracy of representation. So the people asked me to do that. They presented the key to me, and they confirmed it in this Ramadan when the president sent there 1,000 bag of rice and send their generators for all the mosques, and they a lot of other things, solar panel lighting, all the towns, and the little intervention in there, and they came back online and praised the president and told the president that when we urge our daughter to give you our key, that we support you, it was us that did it, and we stay by that today. So it's not me. I, as an individual, I could even say today, okay, I'm vexed, I'm not supporting the president, but the people that elected me, the people that are supporting me say they are supporting him. So I am under obligation to follow what my people tell me to do. So I didn't just come from nowhere and say I'm doing this. This was based on consultation with them. This was based on the petition by them for us to do this together. So if anything contrary to that, we have to come back from those people, not from Honorable Mariamu Fofana.
All right. I mean, that makes sense. So, folks, if you just joining on, this is SKTV as always. Today we have Honorable Mariamu B. Fofana from Lofa County, the representative for District Number 4, Lofa County, Republic of Liberia. I want to say thank you to all of you that have shared the show. If you haven't done so, please go ahead and do so. We're going to be opening the line in a little bit, but I still have a few more questions that I really want the Honorable to explain to us. You just ran in 2020 in the special election, and you did not win. Now it's about 2 years, less than 2 years. Now there's a by-election that is open and you're running. What gave you that sense of hope and confidence? What have changed? What do you think you can win this time around when you did not win less than 2 years ago? What have changed?
So this is happening. This is what happened, Seiko. When we went through the election in 2017, we all have supported our presidential candidate, which was Joe Bakai from Lofa County. He's our uncle, very loved by us. And so he didn't win. So there was anger in our people. We as Lofian were the only country that voted him. The rest of Liberia rejected him. So that anger was within the people that, oh, this old man has served this country, and the people rejected him. So when he came with his nephew and raised his hand, irrespective of us telling the people, again, we're coming back to telling the people the truth. So always you tell the people the truth, but the people don't want to accept the truth. So we told them that his record, as far as the court was concerned, was he was a convicted criminal. And so we should not elect him. just to elect us. We made a case. The people were angry and they said that they wanted position voice, they wanted a stronger voice, they want somebody to antagonize the government because that is the only way that sentiment that they had, that anger they have in there will be restored to the best world. And so they wanted a massive for the men that who had a tinted record of conviction for
Your
criminal.
line,
I'm
your
not saying he
line.
was guilty for it. I am not saying that. Honestly, after the election, I congratulated and I moved on. I didn't think I was going to have election. I didn't take him to court. I didn't argue anything. I called him. I congratulated him. I went on. I congratulated him. I was hungry and I was willing to wait with him on the caucus. But now the government went finally and said he cannot take his seat, so we should go back. And then again, the people realized that what Mariamu Fofana was saying all along is the truth, that we need a softer, cooperative, collaborative voice that is able to reach out irrespective of different opinion, different view. You need somebody who has the skill to lobby with people that are not in the sinking with them, who can come. They wanted a woman who will care about education of our children. They wanted a woman who will be there to make sure to reconcile our people, that we can't live in anger, that we have to find a way to work with the government to get what we deserve. And so now they see that Mariamu Fofana represents that voice. And so they came back to me and say, you know what? We didn't believe you the first time you were telling us. We didn't realize that we were acting on anger, but now we are not angry anymore because we cannot continue to be angry and get what we want. So we have to work with people that we agree with. And
We are having some issue. We're having some issue with the line. We are not hearing everything clearly. For some reason, I think
yeah.
yeah.
And so they asked me to run. So I was again asked by the citizens, especially the women, asked me to run and that they will support me. And actually, I thank God that I'm enjoying the support of women and women of Liberia. I want to see different women organizations, rural women, different NGOs. They are all trooping the legislative caucus. They are all trooping the women, everybody. They all trooping to Lofa to give me that support, which is very good.
So recently, a few days ago, we saw you. I saw you and other women in the legislature doing the induction ceremony of the
Yeah.
Women Legislative Caucus that you guys had, and you just mentioned of the women trooping into Lofa County. Um, in, I want to know, Senator Yomli Kanga Lawrence and the rest of the women in the legislature. Have you getting the blessing of all of them, including Yomli Kanga Lawrence? Have you getting the blessing of all the women
I'm
in the
having problem
legislature?
connection.
Yeah. To say, you know what? Ulufa County is here to produce a woman senator. So have you gotten the blessing and support of all of the women in the legislative caucus that you guys just had endorsement? You guys were all, dancing and chanting
I'm
together and
sorry,
so.
I can't hear you, and you are blanking
Yeah,
out.
because your line is very, very, very terrible. Hopefully you can hear me. If not, you can just go off and come back on. If that will work, if that will help. You want to go off and come back?
I am sorry, Seko. I didn't see you or hear anything that you
Go
said.
off, go off and come back.
You keep going on.
Go off and come back. Okay. So let's see here. We take her off and then she will come back and then we'll continue the conversation. So let me say this. About almost, I don't know, less than 6 months. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure how long ago this honorable came on here and equally declare her endorsement for President Weah. And now she's running. and she reiterated her endorsement, state stand. But to see the CDC as the party supporting, endorsing another candidate and going from door to door, crisscrossing the country by Thomas Fala and other the hierarchy, other hierarchies from the CDC, campaigning for somebody else other than her. I would say if she doesn't win the election, that's also a shame for President Weah. I would say I don't really care. So, hopefully, can you hear me? But I'm hearing myself and it shouldn't be like that.
I'm still having difficulty, but I
Yeah,
changed my
you can hear me.
location. So
Yeah, no, but now I'm hearing myself. I don't know if you can hear me. Can you turn the phone off and put it back on?
I can see you clearly, but your voice breaks.
Turn your phone off and put it back on.
I did. That's why I did, and then I even changed my location.
But I can hear you. You are very loud and clear here. But can you hear me?
Now I
My
hear you a
voice
little bit, yes.
It's not good. Because I want to open the line, but I want to make sure you can get the people clear. So I want you to
You
go
know,
off again.
is the net? I should go back off again. Okay.
Yes, please.
Okay. Turn me off.
So, folks, for those of you who are watching and listening, that is Honorable Mariamu Fofana, senatorial candidate for the by-election in Lofa County. And her support or open endorsement of President Weah, whether or not it's going to be a liability or an asset for her, we don't know. But I know for the fact that Weah controls the CDC, people like it or not. Everything they do, including some of the illegal dealings, including some of the fraudulent and corruption that they do everything with approval of the president. So, if this person, an important political figure, can take the risk to publicly align or endorse the president, it is shameful for Weah and his people to be there campaigning for somebody else in the same county. We said we're going to be opening the line, but you guys need to wait a little bit. Honorable, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you much better now.
All right,
I
thank you.
also changed another location.
Yeah, and this looks much better as well. So, I think the last question I wanted to ask before we can go to the line is that I was saying you were not here that time. Sometime last year you came on this platform. You made your open endorsement of Weah presidency come 2023, and I was saying, from my own perspective, for you to be running for opposition in you have served for close to 4 years, and at the same time, CDC, which I believe, wherever you put it, I don't really care, which I believe is controlled by the president. For CDC to go and endorse a different candidate, that's what your open endorsement of President Weah, that is not only proof either President Weah doesn't really care about the endorsement, or maybe he cares, but he does not make effort for his party to support. So I was saying, if you fail to win this election, it will be a shame on him. And a lot of people will actually be like, well, why we didn't support this woman when she openly declared what he endorsed him and she's been serving, she has shown some proven leadership, being in there, being elected twice, but yet they could not endorse. That means there will be no difference between George Weah and Joseph Jimo Boakai, wherein you were in the party, you serve as a leader for the Women Legislative Caucus for the Unity Party. Right now, with the Legislative Caucus or for the entire party or Unity Party for so many years, but yet Boakai choose Tony Samuka over you. And similarly, now you have endorsed George Weah openly, but yet CDC is chosen somebody else after you. Are you bothered about that?
No, I am not bothered. But I think you are also comparing apple with oranges
How?
because I was in a unity party. I was in a unity party, a full-fledged member providing leadership and working very hard on behalf of the unity party. Unless this one, I'm not in a CDC. I'm not a member. I'm not contributing anything there, but I endorse the presidency. And for me, you might not understand that I see a line between the presidency and the party. I see that clearly. And so the endorsement of CBC of another person who also publicly endorsed President George Manuel, by the way. So you just have to realize that I am not the only one who endorsed, the presidency of President George Manuel. There are a lot of other people that are not partisan of the CDC, but they don't see any other clear way path for the opposition because of the bickering among the opposition. And so they choose to, endorse the second bit of the presidency. Now, after that, do you think those people will be committed to the CDC? There will come a time, minus, like I said, President George Manuel, then CDC will get to know CDC as an institution, will get to know who are their true allies or who are their true friends. And that's when those talk will come, whether they made a right decision then or not. But for me, I see a clear difference. But everybody is entitled to their opinion. But after very much political constitution, careful consideration, I'm a very careful politician. Let me tell you that. I can classify myself as a politician being in political position for nearly 12 years, be around the politics for, a little over maybe 15 years now. So I can safely say that I know one or two things about politics and why I made the decision that I made. If you can see clearly, I am not upset that the CDC endorsed somebody else who also endorsed the presidency of President George Manuel over me. But in terms of support, I don't, argue with that because I enjoy the support of my family, my friends, my good, lot of good people. Look at the women. Look at what did I do for them. I didn't endorse it all. All the women that are supporting me, nearly. Rural women, they pay their own way, they go low and go talk to the people. So
I got you. So before the line
what
went
does
off,
the endorsement mean?
I got you now. So
What
before
party saying, yeah, we endorse this person means to me? It doesn't.
Okay,
Because these
so-
women that are endorsing me and supporting me, they for all the different political parties. And they decided, you know what? We are not looking at party business here. We are saying we want a woman this time because we believe that women are less corrupt. We believe that
so let
women
me-
are
let me-
more friendly. Women are more strong and more firm. But they have softer voice to reach out. And they see my record that I am able to reach out. Now, and this is a testimony. Other people will be jumping out of their skin right now because that endorsement, but I'm not jumping out of my skin because I know how to go around that and still get what I want. And that is the strength that Lofa Kante need. You can't be angry to get what you want. You have to remain calm. You have to remain stable. You have to remain focused. And I am very focused. My eyeball is on the ball. And let me assure you, when you go for this election, if you don't win, I can tell you for free, Seku, I am winning because Lofa Kante have decided that they are breaking the barrier, that they are breaking the bias, and they are voting a woman this time to see what a woman can do for that country. And the only woman in the race is Mariamu Fofana.
All right. I like that sense of confidence and insanity. So yeah, so I was asking you before your line went off about the support from the Women Legislative Caucus. So I asked specifically, I made mention of Yomli Lawrence and the rest of the women in the legislature. Have you getting a full blessing of that new funded group that you guys were having endorsement a few days ago? Have you getting open and clear support wherein Yomli Kanga Lawrence, who is now the chairperson, other people within that Women Legislative Caucus to travel to local country to go and campaign for you, for one of their own, as a woman in the legislature?
Yes, I enjoy the support of all the women in the Women Legislative Caucus.
Okay.
You know, dynamic chair now is Senator Nyombli Laure Kaka, who also is the political leader of the opposition Liberty Party. You know, for us women, we have a catch-22 situation with us. We are in political parties, but also when it comes to women issue, we are united. So when it comes to seeing women in leadership, we as women of Liberia are united, irrespective of which party we come from. We have various women political organizations that are there to support women in front of the scene, behind the scene. And prior to the suspension of the election, because this election now was supposed to have it on May 8th, but it was suspended because of the case that the Unity Party had in the court. The Women Legislative Caucus massively went to Lofa to campaign for me. They were in Salaye, they had town hall meeting there to motivate the women. They went to Salaye, they went to Zozo, they went as far as Vonjama on their own expense. And they have all promised me to go back there. And it doesn't have to be Nyombli herself there, you know, because of maybe other busy schedule, but, you know, I've gotten the blessing of all of them and all the women. And this is why, if you listen to the program that we had in the endorsement, women were
the reason why I mentioned Yomli, the reason why I mentioned Yomli, not only that she's the chairperson of the Legislative Caucus, of the Women Legislative Caucus, but she's also a heavyweight when it comes to Liberian politics. She's a chairperson.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
her going there to campaign for you will be applause. That's what I mentioned her.
Well, I don't know her schedule, but let me tell you, in her endorsement program, I saw a lot of United Party women, and they saw uniform. They saw the uniform to come there. I saw a lot of ANC women. They saw their own uniform. ANC, believe it or not, I saw them because we know one another. They saw their own uniform to come and get her support. And they're not in her party. So I'm telling you, women of Liberia are united to make sure that the voices of women is elevated, especially in the House of the Legislature. So yes, we enjoy their support, and you know their prayer support, their financial support, and their moral support. And that's why we are confident that we are winning this election.
Will you like to see her there in person?
It will be a blessing if she can make it there. That will be something that I will really be pleased. But that because I understand the position that she's in, and so I will not also blame her for that. But I understand that you know, she is a head of a party, and that party is in. I don't know if it's in collaboration or in whatever framework that they have now, and that candidate is, they have a candidate in the race. So I don't know where would that put her, you know, if she goes and openly campaign for me, who is not in her party, against, again, like you are saying, you know, people are upset that I'm not but because I endorse, you know, President. So now the people who don't understand.
Let's get it clear. Let's get this clear. I'm not upset. But
no. But a lot of other people, it's a sentiment out there. Oh, yeah. Why? You're not the first to ask me that question. A lot of people have asked me that question. So I'm sure nobody will have faced, you know, similar purpose, a similar question. But I believe even if she doesn't go there to campaign, but I know I enjoy her support, and I don't think she will go there to campaign against me. As the head of the Women Legislative Caucus, I don't think she will also be capable to. If I was not in the race, she would have gone there to campaign for somebody else, because her party maybe endorsed a candidate, but she won't be able to do that as the head for us. So you see where we the women we find ourselves in politics. I am sure I will be in the same predicament, because what if Yombri decide to run as the presidential candidate tomorrow, and I am already supporting a male candidate? So you see where I found myself, and this is why I say politics is not cast in stone, and we have to be understanding to know that the angle that we come from, because you have to put yourself in certain position to be able to get. You have to be flexible, and this is why we are telling the men. Some of them they have fixed mind. If it's not this way, it's not going to happen that way. So for me, I am very flexible. I'm able to reach out to people that strongly disagree with me and get what I want. And that is the strength that Lofa Kante, with that unique background of, you cannot divorce completely our politics from our religion. I've been victimized by that a lot. People will come to me and say, Mariamu Fofana, we know you very strong, you good, your hair match everywhere. But they Madingo team, man. Oh, they Muslim team, you know how many times people told me that. So that sentiment is there. So I've been victimized by that. People have refused to vote for me just because I'm Madingo. And equally so, I must admit that I've also enjoyed the support of people just because I'm Madingo, not because I necessarily did anything for them. So, but our ability to go above and beyond all those little things and bring people together to work for a common goal is a strength that Lofa Kante need, and it's in Mariamu Fofana.
Okay. That's very good. So if you, let's say a lot of people watching us right now, and assuming that people from district number 4, district 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, in Lofa County, people are watching and listening. I want to give you at least 2 minutes or 3 minutes. Just tell the people the reason why you think you deserve to be elected. You the rightful person. I want to know. Why do you think you among all the good people or bad people, crazy people, are running, whoever they are, and everybody running? Why do you think Mariamu Fofana should be the one this time around? Why?
Let me tell you, my people.
Not from, people that are looking at you.
I'm talking to the people of Lofa Kante right now.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to give me the opportunity and the chance to serve you. Lofa Kante, we need peace, unity, and development. Right now, if you are out of Lofa Kante and you listen to the radio, you will think that Lofa Kante, the people are angry, they are anti-government, they brought the devil, broke the transportation, the free movement of our people, always constantly, talking negative against the government. These are few people that are doing that, but the rest of you people know what you want. You want peace, you want unity, and you want to, be able to have some development in your country. And this is where we'll step in. We will come in to reach out to people who disagree with us. We will come to people who are not necessarily our partisan, who are not necessarily from our place, but we can bring them together, lobby with them, work with them to bring us what we deserve. If you listen to Lofa people today, many of the people that are in the race, they are trying to divide our people with their messages. Oh, this time is Lofa Kante, is upper Lofa, is lower Lofa. Oh, why are you voting for Madingo people? That you people behind the Muslim people? Oh, this one here that the Loma people this time nobody should vote for Pele people. These are the messages that are coming from the opposition out there. Lofa does not need that. You need somebody that will make you to see yourself as one. Lofa Kante is one. We are not Pele. We are not Madingo. We are not Muslim. We are not Christian. We are not Kisi. We are not Bandi. We are one Lofa citizen. And this is why Mariamu Fofana, who have the experience of bringing people together. Since my ascendancy in my district, there have been zero conflict between Loma and Madingo people. Nearly all the land dispute between Loma and Madingo or Madingo among Madingo or different people have been resolved and have never returned. There have not been no incident between traditional people and religious people. The women voices are heard. Our children being focused on and taken care of. This is what we need. That is the voice we need. You need a voice that will not look at the presidency of this country and insult them. We cannot afford that. We need a voice that can go and reach out and beg for us. I will be your chief messenger. I will be your chief beggar to beg around the country, to beg around the world for the women to be in power. Because when you empower the women, you are empowering the community. And this is where we stand. Please, my people of Lofa County, we cannot continue to fight. I could go on and on and on and on. Laws that we have made right now as we are speaking, we're making laws that make, punishment for rape because of the hero crime of rape need to fight effort to make education accessible to our people. And so these are some of the you not get those things. You have to have a voice that is not weak, but equally so you have a voice that is friendly, that can reason with the opposition, bring to the table the fair share of the pie that Lofa deserves. And this is what we represent. So we are calling you to break the barrier. Do not judge us based on our dressing, our dress code. Do not judge us based on hiding behind somebody's picture. Please examine the record of each and every one of them. And I can tell you, the best senator in the house is a she in Mariamu Fofana. Thank you for the opportunity. Lofa,
all right.
do the right thing.
Yeah, thank you very, very much. So I'll give you the last question, then we'll go to the line and take a few calls, and you'll answer those calls, and then we will run it a day. So my last question. In Liberia, like it or not, there are a few things that factor in people's decision when they are voting. Tribe, religion, gender, so forth and so on, regardless, no matter how you put it. It's just real. You've been from both Madingo and Loma background. Specifically, your mother is a Loma, correct?
Yes.
And father Madingo. So, do you see this as an added advantage? Being for two different backgrounds, advantage or a liability? How do
No,
you see
in
it?
addition to my record, I think I have enjoyed the support of both tribes. To be honest, I would never have been elected if I didn't enjoy the support of the Loma people. I can't say majority, but most of them, and also the young people. And so I believe that we've been able to change the narrative to some extent that election should not only be based on tribe. Like I said, everywhere that I go, I'm sure when I go to the debate, those will be questions that I will be faced with. Are you using religion? In fact, something ironic is happening in Seko, because we enjoy the support of everybody. And if you ask any of my opponents, who is your opponent, the first person they will name will be Mariamu Fofana. So they've realized Mariamu Fofana, when first started, they brushed me off, but now everybody knows that Mariamu Fofana is a force to contend with. And so now they say, oh, she's using religious, sentiment. Oh, she's a tribalist. How? If anything, I have been a veteran of tribalism and religious, bigotry. I have been a veteran of that. Because many people will simply reject to vote for me. They will campaign. In fact, in the 2020 campaign, that was the message that they carried. I mean, the Unity Party, basically, they not run campaign. They went to the, traditional houses, and make pronouncement behind the scene where women are excluded from those decision making. And somehow, that's how the decisions were made. But the people of Lofa County have realized now that those decisions, the devil cannot make a decision. And this is the reason why you saw them use the sea devil to go to the bridge and block the bridge and block the free movement of our people, because they felt that they didn't get what they wanted. And so the grandmaster would have given them what. But this country is a country of law. And so the law was able to safely remove the matters resolved through the court. And so I want to say to everybody that I think Lofa County, gradually, we are really moving above that tribal and religious sentiment. People are beginning more and more now to ask for record of performance. And if you don't have that on your side, it's going to be very difficult. So before, people have only hide behind either their tribe, or they hide behind their religion or behind their. And the other day I was listening to Ivonyama, and somebody say, "Oh, this game that we eat, the quality is a." How you going to put woman there? The woman get hijab on, she get lapa on. You need men, blah 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 blah. And a lot of people came on the show when it was time for a callback, and they condemned that journalist, and they say, "Oh, so you want to say that only men can play this game and only men can vote, so the women will not vote." So the women that see themselves wearing the lapa, they also tie their waist now and say, "You know what? We want to make sure to play this game." So our children are also saying the same thing. Why will you exclude our mothers from the decision making? So we are going to be there to support our mothers. So we have flock of young people that are really campaigning for us. And I have a very strong team everywhere. The Kisi, in Foya, the Bandi, in Kolahu, Wahasa, the Mende, in Vahu. So this is not about tribe. This is about our record. And that's the record that I keep saying. If you see me here today, I have never asked anybody to vote for me because I'm a Woba. I have not asked anybody to vote for me because I'm a Madingo, I'm a Muslim. As a matter of fact, Madingo Muslim, we are a minority tribe. And so to run in 2020, for the first time, Ronnie Kantewa and come a strong there, nearly 10,000 votes behind who have ran for over 4 times. They got like 13,000 votes, and I got almost 10,000 votes. That number had never been achieved by any woman. That was a record that had never been achieved by any woman. In fact, that had not been achieved by anybody for their first time running in Lofa County. And so I was able to go and vote from across. So now that the people are even knowing me better, I can tell you that, and we continue the process. Even though the election didn't go our way, but we continue our engagement with our people. And so the people are very pleased. They say this time around, we will correct the mistake that we made the first time. We will elect Honorable Fofana.
Thank you very much. So we are going to start taking calls now. Before you even mentioned that we're taking calls, a lot of people already on the line. Just tell me briefly, in less than 30 seconds, how many dialects do you speak of Lofa County? How many? How many dialects or tribe you speak from Lofa?
Well, now that in fact, since I started the campaign trail, I can tell you safely that I understand many, I didn't know anything in Mende until when I started the campaign and focused so much in Vahu that now I understand nearly everything that they speak to me in Mende, but I speak Bandi and Loma also, and Madingo.
So clearly you speak Bandi, Madingo, and Loma. Clearly.
And Loma. So that's 3 out of 6. Now I'm understanding, I'm married to a Madingo Pele, so too many. So I understand some Pele too. So I'm not too fluent, but I can learn very fast. So I am learning Pele now, and I can safely say nobody can say about me in Mende right now. So I'm still struggling with the Kisi a little bit. I get a few phrases, but eventually that's what I need to do. to be
You are
able to
fluent.
fluently communicate with my people. Yeah.
So you are fluent in three: Madingo, Bandi, and Loma. You are fluent in
And
those.
Loma.
Okay.
And I have a very good understanding of Mende and Pele now.
That's good. All right, let's do the first caller here.
Yeah.
Caller, what is your name and where are you calling from? I think this is like Prince. If I'm
Yeah,
not.
how you doing? Thank you so much for taking my call. My name is Prince Williams. I'm calling from Tennessee, the volunteer state.
Go ahead.
Greetings to you, honorable representation of the people of Lofa County. Thank you for coming here. I have one comment and one question.
Quickly.
I know that you're working hard for your people, and the evidence is that the people have elected you twice, and you happen to be a unique person in the politics, not only a career politician, but you have experienced both leadership, the past leadership, Ellen, and that of George Weah. And you're saying that you're endorsing George Weah. Is your endorsement for George Weah is based on the fact that the opposition are having the normal sort of political rivalry and contestation that is taking place? Or is your endorsement based on what George Weah had done for your district? I mean, for the people you represent, your local people you represent. Has George Weah done anything to benefit your people in that area that caused you to endorse him? And
Thank you.
it sounds concerning to me that you will endorse George Weah. George Weah in basically the CDC, and the CDC is putting up a candidate against you to run against you to contest against you for a position that you would want to occupy to serve your people. They are putting up a candidate against you, and yet you endorse George Weah. Is that endorsement of George Weah just because of desperation or trying to seek attention from galvanize the seditious votes? So that's my question to you, Honorable Mariamu Fofana, and
Thank you.
I want to say to you, the fact that you support George Weah, I withdraw my support from you. I know, honestly, George Weah is a failure to the country. If you can support a failure, I withdraw my support from you.
All right. All right, Prince. Thank you very much. I'll go to the next caller. Let me see here. The next caller, 347. Last four DJ is 3674. What is your name and where are you calling from?
Okay, hi, sir. My name is Mohammed Kita from Staten Island.
Go ahead, Mohammed.
Okay, Sir Barmon, I would like to congratulate you for your motivation and inspiration. And since we became senator, but I did not have the chance verbally to say congratulations. And I'm happy that
since you became representative.
Okay, now the question that I really have for her is that is concerning is in reference to the dual citizenship issue. I know there have been a lot of rumors going around, but I wanted to hear from an actual senator who served
a representative. I just want to correct you. She's a representative. She's not a senator.
Thank you for the correction. A representative in the government. We want to know if the dual citizenship actually has been drafted, and if it has been passed, and what is orienting or along with those of us that live in America with reservoir of talent that want to go back to Liberia to serve our government, because we understand that there was some disparity in the process, whereas there is a clause in there that would deter us from being able to go back home to serve as president or vice president or maybe ministers. Can you please inform us if it is true or not?
Thank you.
Okay.
So so you want to respond to those two?
Should I answer the question now or wait for more questions?
Yeah, get those two first. Where we wait for other calls.
Okay. The young man that asked, I don't know whether he's young. I'm sorry. The fellow that asked that whether my endorsement of George Weah is predicated upon the conflict in the opposition, or was it something that he did that have impacted the life of my people that I represent that make me to endorse him? I would say that both stand to contribute towards the endorsement of George Weah presidency by my people.
You can look at the camera now since you're not listening anymore to them.
Okay, because I was trying to listen because the voice was too low when they were calling.
I understand that.
And so I would say safely, both both kind of way contributed towards that at the time. When the president visited my district, a lot of things has been done by the member of his cabinet or member of his team. And they were able to name their children for the first time in our history, the amount of children from my district that was working in high places with this government. And this have a trickle-down effect on our people, because when you empower somebody's child, you are indirectly empowering that person. And so all the different interventions those people are making, they said, listen, we supported the Unity Party all throughout because we also felt in fight that the Unity Party originated from our district. But we never had so many of our children in that government as compared to the George Weah government. And so for that reason, we will support him so that he can continue to empower our children, so that our children can continue to help us. And second to that, no other person have reached out to them, and we are talking about year 4 at the time. No other person have reached out to them seriously to show to them that there was any other alternative. And so they said, this is the way we will go. Because the first time in 2017, we didn't support this man. We didn't support him, and he did well for us. And now those children that he hired, they are doing well for us. In addition to whatever that comes for our country, we are getting our own. And so we support him. And so they asked me. And I am telling you, I serve at the way and pleasure of those people. So when they asked me to convey their message and to present their key to the president, which we did, and that key is still there. So they have not changed their word yet. And I cannot change because they are the one that are telling me what they want. And I'm sorry if somebody is going to withdraw their support for me based on, what my people have asked me to do. And then I'm just saying that's very fortunate. I still encourage you to remain focused on me and see what I am doing for the people, what kind of representation I'm giving them, and how best I am serving them. I think that should be the key, for what we are discussing today. And so in politics, nothing is cast in stone. I understand. Once again, I will say that the CDC,
a lot of callers. Just be brief on that one and go to the next caller.
CDC has endorsed another candidate. They didn't endorse me. But my endorsement is not for CDC. It's for George Weah. And I think still there is a difference between the party and the presidency. I will still say that. And I think the president appreciates that support that me and my people are giving him. And I'm sure it will be reciprocated. And for the person that asked about the dual citizenship, we are working on it in the House. We passed it. But there's a little confusion when it comes to the dual citizen in the mind of our people in Liberia here. Whether to allow non-Negro descent to become citizen, are they confusing that with the Negro descent people like Liberian that were born here, went and excel? And I always tell people we should be proud of our brothers and sisters that go in other countries and do so well to a point that country that they went in can welcome them and say, you know what? We confer our citizenship on you. We should be proud of those people. Because there are other people, their citizens go to other countries, they commit crime, they deport them. Even some of our citizens, they go to other countries, they can deport them because of bad behavior. So those that try hard and become citizens in those countries, I think it's really good for us to encourage them, for them to come back and share the knowledge and experience that they have in those countries, so that we can be able to move forward with development. So I am for a dual citizenship. I am 100% for it, and we be advocating for it. And to some extent, now you can see that it has passed, but more details need to be worked on. It stay in the Senate. President again is one of the areas that I cooperate with him to make sure he is also very passionate about making sure that dual citizenship law is passed under his leadership.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's take we got two more callers here. Caller, last four DJ 5039. What is your name and where you calling from?
My name is Chris, and I'm calling from the Pelican State.
How you doing?
I am great, thank you.
Yeah, go ahead.
To the caller, to the guest, I have a question. We have a lot of murders going on. That have happened over the time, and we have a president who has not spoken about these issues, and we have a government who have not been able to solve one of these cases. And my concern is, how can you endorse a president or a government like that? How can you say you endorse him running to be president, and yet still there's killing a lot of women dying, a lot of children dying. In as much as I want to see women in the House of Representatives and in the legislature, I'm very much concerned about that, because I have not heard you speak about it. But I'm also very, very concerned that you will endorse somebody who don't talk about these issues, who don't solve the problem.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So, other caller here, last four DJ is 0264. What is your name and where you calling from? Your name is?
Jackson.
Jackson. Go ahead, Jackson.
Yeah, I'm concerned about our sister. Our sister said the current president appointed a lot of people from our district. He got them together impact on the district. I understand that government is for everybody. But is she also concerned that the president cannot speak to the nation? Is she also concerned about the amount of people that die mysteriously? Or they are only there because they are politicians, they don't want to elevate themselves. Let me say this. If the lawmaker in the lower house cannot hold the president accountable, you want to give him another job for 9 years in the upper house? It is not right to run, but we got to look at the record. If you endorse the presidency, it is a right to do that. And it is our right as citizens to oppose you endorsing a president that is in power, that don't even care about the masses, that you representative support, that you representative know you for a district that is 10 steps populated. And so somebody on the last feed said, she went again 1,000 Belgrade. We don't need 1,000 Belgrade. We need 1,000 empowerment. We don't need people going around sharing money. We need people going around sharing ideas, helping our people. That's what we need. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
So, yeah, go ahead and answer those two calls.
I think the two questions, the two callers are all speaking in line with the same thing. And this is critical issue. First of all, let's be realistic and be frank about what is happening in Liberia. Liberia is not unsecure. There are not murder as is being projected in the media negatively, and you hold the president. For example, in the United States, with all the security and all the sophistication, every day there's mass murder in the United States. So do you put that on the president? No. So what is happening in Liberia? We have to be able to divorce ourselves from speculation. And we all know in Liberia, we say nothing happened for nothing. If somebody was to die in their sleep here, and maybe we don't have the technology here in America, if somebody die in their sleep, they will do, the test, and they will say, oh, that person died of natural cause, and everybody will accept. In Liberia here, if you do the same thing and you say the person died of natural cause, they say Allah. There is something wrong in Liberia. people, and I don't know, I'm not a spokesperson for the government, and I don't try to speak for the government. But what I know from experience working here and working with our people, nothing happened for nothing. The other day, I went to visit a friend, and she had a that sickness that can make the people there want food to be big. I don't know, call it elephant TSA, something like that. And everybody there, they put in chalk and all the different leaves. They say that they already finished suspecting that somebody threw medicine on them, and they already know that person in the community that Goa, that the person that did it. I said, "But you sitting down here, you my friend. Go to hospital so they can give you some treatment. Because I see people in America where they see sickness. So who throw Goa on there over there? So the government, if you look at it right now, they spend so much money on investigation, on autopsies, and even when the autopsy result come, the people go ahead and say they're not true. And it's being elevated now. It's not that it was not happening before in any society. Even I was here in Madam Salif government, people die the same way. People die the same way. Death will happen by other causes. That people do murder. There are people there that do that. You cannot put that on the president. So you cannot hold the president based on that. So all we will do is to make sure that the security do the investigation and people who are responsible for those heinous crimes are held responsible, and which they are. If somebody commit a murder, for example, a young man go and hijack a friend on a motorbike, murder him, and then the security, and then they say, oh, they're not for nothing. It was Richard arrested Kelly. This, that. Who there to do the investigation? The person who committed the murder was caught. It was robbery that went wrong. And yesterday, you say that that young man, everything is there. All the evidence is there. The people still say that mysterious death. So what do we do in that case?
So let me ask you. It is understandable that the president should not be held responsible for every little thing that happened in the country. That's true. But what about the president's inability to speak on those issues, specifically those ritualistic killing and people that have been murdered? Let's say, for example, in America here, every day there is something going on, gun violence, people being killed, mass murder and everything. But the president and the government, not only they seek serious investigation, but the president mostly don't travel to those areas, talk to the people, sympathize with them, empathize with them, so that they can feel that the president cares and the president understands their plight. And Judge Weah is lacking. I think that's the area a lot of people are blaming him for not doing enough in terms of making sure instituting serious investigation and being in sympathy and empathizing with people that are going through those situations. Do you care to speak to that?
I cannot tell you why President do certain thing and why he doesn't do certain thing, because I'm not in his close circle and I'm not in the executive branch. But my concern is when there's a case of rape or murder, for example, I want to hear from the police. I want to see that the investigation, the proper authority responsible for that, they are taking care of it. I want to hear from them. And this is what we do. We make sure that the justice minister give us clarity, the information minister come on radio to tell the people exactly what the government is doing, and or the agency that are responsible for saying that even the rape, murder, or the bad stuff, even the good stuff, the people that are responsible for those areas, they should be able to give us information. And many of the time, we're not only listening to them, but we can call them in the national legislature and they can give us what is happening with evidence, scientific proof, and this is why that can come out. So for somebody to say that we are not checking the government, yes, we are checking the government, but I would think that the president should listen. If the Liberian people want to be hearing him, he himself personally speaking to them about this issue that happened, I think that is something as the leader, as the father of the country, he and his people can come together to see what they can do in that line. That is not my place. But my place is to make sure, like for example, Miss Cooper, when she was murdered, when she died, let me say when she passed, and there was an outcry, the police came and they gave us whatever they were thinking of that happened, and they gave us detailed information. And when the family was not still satisfied with what the police said, we said, fine. You know why? Say for an autopsy. The autopsy that was done here, they are not satisfied. And the autopsy, they brought experts and they came, they said the same thing. And so the people say they don't believe it. It's that case in Liberia. It does not matter what happened. It does not matter what happened. Even if somebody went swimming in the ocean and they don't know how to swim and they die in the water, it's a mysterious death in Liberia. They will say that somebody did it. If somebody, was on their balcony and they're having good time and they slip and fall from there and they die, it's a mysterious death in Liberia. And these are things that are happening all over the world, all over other places, even in other African countries. And the people know that these things happen. If somebody gets sick and die and they were in government, I know a few of our colleagues have died. And when they die, in the legend say, we are all accused that we poison one another there. We do. Why would you want to poison? Why would you want to kill a colleague that you cannot represent? Because we all come from different districts. For example, if a representative pass from Grand Cru, why would I want to? I cannot represent that district. Nobody in that legislature will ever represent that district because you already represented that district. But we are all accused of being the one that did something to kill that person. So that is the story. So sometimes we are appealing to our people in the diaspora. I'm not saying what people are telling you people is not true. Some are true to some extent, but a lot of it is exaggerated. A lot of it is fake news, and they just make it look like everything is bad. And this is how, even in the Western media, Africa has been portrayed. When I first traveled in the diaspora, when I used to hear, I saw a reporter standing, and because I've been to Nairobi before, and I saw a reporter standing in Nairobi and reporting on the Zaire war when Mobutu Sese Seko was going through the war, and they're standing in some kind of bush, and they say, I'm reporting from Nairobi. I was like, oh my God, how could this be Nairobi? When you're standing in the bush without, some kind of village pick up behind you. So this is what is happening to us. Our reputation is being tarnished. Nobody's trying to look at genuinely what we are doing in this country for our people. And like I've been saying, focusing on my record. And ever since I came on, nobody has even asked about that record, about the bills that we have passed. Nobody have asked that, about the advocacy that we have made. Everybody is concerned about the fake news that is always there, and they just, take that and they put it around everybody. And we should be reacting to that, because I know the fight, Sekou. Let me make this too. We know the fight. We know the fight. So we cannot hold the president responsible for something that we know the truth about. And those are some of the information that we have that they don't have.
So which one is fake news? Are the mysterious death are fake news? Which one are you talking about?
To some extent. I'm not saying all. I'm not saying there's no mysterious death. But how mysterious can a death be when somebody fell from the balcony? How mysterious? Wait. How mysterious can it be when everybody know that people could die of carbon monoxide poisoning? That happens all the time in America. People put their car on and they sit in there and they die from carbon monoxide poisoning. Sometimes people run generator. Like for example, last year graduation, there was a young lady from Niba. I don't remember her name. And after the graduation party, they left the generator on, and the generator was in the house, and the whole family nearly died of carbon monoxide. That was mysterious death carried all around. How could that be mysterious death when clearly there was a generator in the house with them, and everybody know that generator in the house can produce carbon monoxide, and they got poisoned by that. That was considered as mysterious death. It does not matter how you explain, it's mysterious death to our people. So now we should hold the president responsible for that. We as lawmakers, knowing the fight from the security people, we can hold the president for that.
Okay, that's true. Okay, 1 second. Let's forget about those carbon monoxide and other natural death. No matter what happens, some people will blame anything or everything on the president. That's understandable. But what about the death of Matthew Ennis, the death of the auditors, the death of Ada Florence, do you consider those two as natural death or mysterious death?
As far as I know, my colleague Ada Florence died of accident.
So did you get
An accident don't happen.
any full report of accident as to what happened and who was responsible, who was not responsible? Did you get that as a representative? Did you get any outcome or any report from the police as to what happened?
No, I would not say as a representative because this was purely the family business. Okay,
No, but
so we saw the accident. Wait. We saw the accident. We saw the picture of the accident. We saw the picture of the accident, and the family did not write us. The wife is our colleague. And unfortunately, actually, I was not in Liberia when that happened, but I saw the picture of the accident, and I talked to my police. There was no communication that came to us to say, actually, we need to do investigate. Every communication that have come to us in the legislature from any family that suspect anything foul about death of their relative, we make it our business to do thorough investigation. We have several committees that will do that and invite the stakeholders that are involved in the investigation to make sure that we get concrete information that is convincing scientifically to show that it's pointing in different direction. And so, I don't think anybody will play a blind eye on murder and just allow it to go. But I'm not saying there is not mysterious death. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying they are not murder. But let's accept the investigation from our police. But we have reached to a point nobody trusts anything. Even if the president speaks, they will not believe the president. If the lawmaker speaks, they will not believe. If the police speak, they will not believe. So people have the mindset about what they want to believe.
Let me say this. I think, in my understanding, you are a great speaker. You speak directly and people understand. But I will advise that you direct your time and energy and speeches on your quest for the senatorial election in Liberia. But if you attempt to continue to support or to even try to defend the president or the government, it will have some negative repercussion. Because when you say fake news, people are more focused on fake news. That means you're trying to downplay or even, show some level of carelessness as to what is happening to the Liberian people on a daily basis. Because when you say fake news without clarity, that will make a lot of people to feel otherwise. So I wanted you to clarify as to which one you actually refer to as fake news.
Okay, so I agree with you. People are sentimental. People like the fights, but they can't stand the fights. So if you try to tell people the truth, they get annoyed because that's not what they hear. If I come here right now and say, yeah, everything is true. There's mysterious death, people dying, and the president is responsible. That's what everybody will say. I am not going to say that. And I am not afraid if I say the truth. And because I say the truth and I die because I say the truth, I know I will sleep, and I will never even turn in my grave. And I want to make it clear. I am not a spokesperson for the government. I would not play one. I am not here to defend the government, and that's not even why I came here. But because people are asked, "Oh, what do you, support them?" So where is the fight? Where is the fight that somebody died because it was mysterious death and that somebody was responsible? I am telling you from the background of the information that I have as a top government official, and some of these cases we cannot go into detail because the law does not allow us to give some of these details. But we have information available to us that make us to look at some of these cases. And that is not to say there's no mystery that even in America, there are unsolved murder, thousands upon thousands of unsolved mysterious murder in America, in the diaspora. So you cannot take all of that and put it on the government. But what we are saying, we as a government, and I'm putting myself in that because I cannot divorce myself totally from the government because I'm part of the government. What we need to do is to play our role, is to make sure to make the investigation, is to make sure to make available a secure environment. And I don't want anybody to can't think in the diaspora that Liberia is an unsafe ground. That is not true. That is far from the truth, Brother Sekou. I'm being very truthful to you. We are safe in this country, but in many other countries that you people are living in the diaspora. So let's say that clearly. And so if people want to hear the bad news from Mariamu Fofana, you're not going to hear the bad news. I am very positive. And I'm going to continue to be positive. I'm going to continue to make sure to work with the government to make sure that the living environment of our people is very safe and secure. And if you have any recommendation, if you have any suggestion, you can bring it to our attention as to how we can handle some of these situations. But I'm not saying that everything is fake. But if somebody, like I said, I know a young lady went to swim in the ocean. And when she got drowned, I'm not in the ocean, in the river. When she got drowned, it was considered mysterious death, and everybody was carrying that. Oh, it didn't just happen. In fact, all kinds of things. So what do we do?
Okay, it's okay. I mean, let's. We're about to go now. Let me just take one last call, and then you answer that caller, and then you make your closing statement. Okay. Caller, what is your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Vadino. I know I wanted to ask Honorable Mariamu a question. But let me come on to say this. Mariamu, you spoke of several occasions in America. I live in America. You been in America. In America, when somebody killed, they will arrest the person, they will investigate the person. Have there been any other arrest in Liberia, the serious death that happening in our country? That's my first question. My second question, say your people love you. You're doing well in your district. Why not remain as representative the good job you're doing? Because what I'm understanding from you is you playing the woman card. Why not just remain with your people, the good job you're doing, and you're talking to us, Liberians, that you are doing a very good job in Liberia. Why not remain and you want to go and run for another position that will bring thousands of dollars to run for your seat? If you will win, why not remain? Thank you very much, Honorable.
All right, thank you very much. So you may want to answer that, and then you can close.
And I will be brief. There was arrest. For example, when Reverend Tobo was murdered, it was considered a mysterious death, but the culprit was arrested. There, and he's in jail, and so several other. But for example, if somebody died in a car and the engine was running, and the police come in their investigation, indicate to us that the person died of carbon monoxide poisoning because they left their car on and the windows were closed, and for some reason they got suffocated. So do I expect them to arrest anybody for that? No. And so when there's no arrest, obviously, in Liberia here, we will say that person died a mysterious death and nobody was arrested for it because there's nobody to be held responsible for that. That was a freak accident. And so I could go on and name cases that the police, like I told you, this might not be. I know this is a hard topic.
No, I said earlier that this was going to be the last call, but you know what? People are tempting to call, and this guy never called before.
Okay, so let me answer the last question because I've been asked that question several times.
Yeah.
So I think President George Manneh Weah was elected senator. He could have just remained senator and not run for the presidency, but he felt that he could have a bigger platform and be able to serve the people at the bigger level. Vice President Joel twice elected as senator by the people of one county. They're the same thing. She's serving in a bigger and better capacity. And I said from the beginning that I've served my people in my little district. And because I served them well, other people are seeing how well I served them. So they asked that we try to replicate what we're doing in that district across the country. I think that is a blessing that my work has been noticed by other people that I'm not even serving. And they say, you know what? Come and do the same thing or more at a larger scale. Because when somebody perform as a town chief, they can better perform as a clan chief, and they can also perform as as the primary chief. And that's simply what we are doing. I'm still doing the interview. Anyway.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Kafumba, you're the last caller, man. The reason
And
why I
by the
take this
way, it's
call,
not money that can elect people. So they have nothing to do with money.
yeah, I'm just telling you this caller here. This is because they're the first time calling on this show. That's why I answered this show. It's my good friend, Kafumba Donzo. Kafumba, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, you're live. What is your question for the honorable?
Yeah, Mom, I'm not giving the sister a question. You understand? Mom, just giving like my little advice to my sister as a brother and as a Nigerian as a whole. You know, coming on this show here, like she said, this is a platform that she don't even like, she can use this platform to run or compete in Nigeria. So when she come on this platform defending this government is an error that she just made. And I think she misspoke. With all due respect, she misspoke. She need to apologize, not just to the Nigerian, but to her constituency, to come and sit on this show and try to justify the action of this government. I think it's wrong. And she's my sister. And I'm sorry I'm saying this, but she's wrong. But coming on this show to even mention the word fake news about happenings in Liberia, I think that was a mistake. She needs to take it back and apologize to the Liberian and let the Liberian know that she misspoke, because this is politics. Anybody can misspeak. So if that was an error that she made, she needs to take it back and apologize to the Liberian and let the Liberian know that everything that she said, she meant none of that. The government needs to be held accountable for everything that goes on in that country, be it positive or negative. So the government can say they will hold on to the positive, and then the negative, they don't want to hold on to it. George Weah and his government are responsible for anything. He's the father for that country, for anything that happens in that country. So she coming on the show to say that, naming all those examples and all those stuff, that's not right, sister. You are running to represent us. So don't come on the show and try to justify George Weah and his government action. So that's what I just meant to say.
All right, my brother. Thank you very much.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to
I respect Bradozo's opinion, but like I said, many people want the truth, but not many people can stand the truth.
No more
I
calls,
am
man.
not here. Let me tell you. I'll repeat myself. I am not here to defend this government, but I am also in the government. And if the question is posed to me about something that I know very well, I am not going to lie. And so if it will please people for me to come here and be that, critic and come here and say, yeah, pour everything in the bundle, everything, goodbye, everything is worse in Liberia. And I am not going to do that. If there's something that is wrong, we should hold the government accountable. And I agree with that strongly. But also equally so, if the government is doing something positive, I think we should be able to accept that fight. But the way I look at it, and I'm always having this argument, this is not my first time having this conversation with people in the diaspora. They want to hear what they want to hear. But I'm not here to tell you what you want to hear. I'm here to tell you what you need to hear. And the fact of the matter is, not everything is bad in this country. There are some good people here. There are some and that has to be respected by.
Oh man, we're not hearing you again. But anyway, so I'm not going to take any more calls. People, I got to let the honorable go. So maybe you can stick around. If you stay calling, I can entertain a few calls without her. You giving your reaction, because I don't want to hold her here. She's been here for over 2 hours, almost 2 hours 40 minutes. So we got to leave it there. So Honorable Fofana, like I said earlier. The purpose of we inviting you here, I wanted to hear about what you are trying to do in Lofa and what is the prospect of your winning. I think you spoke very well on that. And my only disagreement was the part of saying fake news or the fake news part of it. And that's why I gave you the opportunity to clarify as to what you really mean by that. And that opportunity was given and you responded the way you wanted to. I can't tell people how they should respond to questions and to concerns, but I will always provide the opportunity for you to clarify as to what you really mean. Once again, you have the opportunity to do that and close.
Yeah, thank you very much for the opportunity. Like I said before we started the conversation, I told you that I will be brutally truthful. And I'm sorry, I will not answer the question the way people want me to answer, but I will try to answer it the best way possible that I know. And so if while I was speaking, and if I offended anybody in the way I responded, I want to apologize for that. But I am not sorry for putting the fight out there that we are here working very hard. And there's no way me as a woman, as a mother, and the lawmaker, the people's representative, will compromise the interests of our people. And if there was any shred of evidence of that, by now I would have been kicked out of that legislature. But the reason why the people keep coming to me and turning to me and even asking me from district now to county and inshallah maybe in different capacity is because they know that I am very truthful. It's because they know that I will not back wrong. But equally so, I will not, lie just because that is the sentiment of the day. That is what people want to hear. I will tell you what you need to know. And so that you can have that positive image of our country. I want you to know in the diaspora and all the people that are listening to us that some of us, for no reason, we will back the wrong of anybody, irrespective of who. If I was anybody that would back the wrong of a sitting president, I would have accepted the sale of Kwadu Boni land to one so-called investor that came wanted to uproot our people, and have his plantation planted. I rejected that. I rejected Madam Sally, who lifted my hand, who stood for me. I told her, no, I will not do such because it was not in the interest of our people. And so anything that is not in the interest of our people, you can rest assured that we will be there to make sure to stand up for them. And that is the reason I'm saying I'm running on my record. And that record of advocacy, that record of truth saying, that record of standing up for the people, that record of making law that is impacting the life of the people, the record of being randomly kind to our people and always making ourselves available is very strong, it's uncompromising, and this is why we are running to represent the country. And I think many people have seen that because the people know that we will tell them the truth. And when we tell them the truth, in fact, the truth telling has been a key strength of us that be able to resolve and bring peace. Because you can never have peace in any place unless there's justice in yourself. Because justice delay is justice denied. And when you crumble, you step on people, right? They become angry. And the reason why we are having peace now, I told you, I said prior to my election, there were always conflict in my district because people were hiding and standing on sentiment. Oh, that this one happened and no investment. Boom. By the time they say something happened, yeah, that not profit do that. They all about to go poke and go there. Because and then people go there, they push fire. But when news like that come now, say, hey, hold on. In the first place, we have to know when a Mamadi commit a crime, we are going to say Mamadi did wrong. It's not the whole Madingo people that did wrong. If a normal man called John Colley did something wrong, we are going to say John Colley did this wrong and we'll hold John Colley responsible and not going to hold all the normal people responsible. So this is why we started to, at first, the same reaction I'm getting now from people who are coming at that, oh, when something happened to the Madingo people, the honorable now want to stand up, the honorable hiding it, this, that. But once we started going to a bit by bit and resolving issues, and since we resolved those issues, they have never surfaced again, people knew that what we were up to is the truthful way of handling things. And so when I say people elevate the fake news more than the truth. So if somebody died, of course it looks like if you come in a given day and you see the door is broken and somebody died, they were alone, immediately people will assume that it's murder. That's the news that will go. Everybody will elevate that. But when there's thorough investigation and it's established that that person died of a cause, and that cause is announced, but they say no, that lie. Then you want me to come here and tell you, say, yeah, because everybody say that the person died mysteriously, so that's it. I should be able to say that, and that the only way people will like me. So I am not going to make people to like me based on lie. So you hate me for the truth. You like me for the truth. And so if I misspoke, people out there, I am sorry, but that's Mariamu Fofana. I stand for what I stand for. I believe what I believe, and I don't even bite my tongue for saying what I said here today. And I will say it again over and over in this country. Some bad, there are also some good things that are happening, and all we want is to be able to put our hands together. Let's work together and find solution to our problem so that we can move forward.
All right.
And
Thank you
thank you
very,
for the
very much.
opportunity, Braseku.
And
Thank
again,
you for the opportunity.
sure. And let me say this. I want to say thank you for this interview, and we look forward to interviewing Senator Mariamu Fofana. As you said, you're going to win. We look forward to that, win or lose. We wish you well, and hopefully you win. If you win, we will bring you here either way. Like I said, win or lose, we will interview you here and see what happened in the election. I want to say thank you, and you have a good day. So, folks, I want to say thank you to each and every one of you. Some of you are very biased and very unfair, and some of you are very tribalistic, and you are tribal bigot. Those of you who were accusing me of giving the woman ample time to explain herself, you are not fair, you are not honest, and you tread on tribalism in everything you do. Simply because she's Mariamu Fofana, simply because she is a Madingo, you're telling me that I'm giving her a pass, which is far away from the truth. We do this for everybody. As a matter of fact, because of our ability to listen, to sit and listen, and give our guests the chance to explain themselves, make this platform unique. So to sit here and be throwing those jabs, it's not going to call it. The guests will have the opportunity to either make the case, redeem themselves, or shoot themselves in the foot. That's not my responsibility. My responsibility is to give the people the platform they deserve to make the case. Not to be interrupting them in a way that I can't do to other people. Every person that's come here, and what makes this platform attractive to many people, because they believe that this platform is not only civil, but it's civilized, respectful of our guests. But to speak otherwise, that's being unfair, and that is being very uncharacteristic of us. But some of you cannot just help yourself. You just want to, by any way, you want to take every little opportunity you get to play trouble card, which is very unfortunate. I said I was going to take a few calls after the show. I will take this and see what happened. Hello, caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Yeah, Brasuku.
Yes, sir.
If you respond to everything people say.
No, it's important. I value. Listen. No. Hold on. This is the platform that I created. We did not get here just like that. We didn't get here overnight. So when somebody come here try to smear us, try to create lies, fabrications, thereby playing trouble card, that cannot go unnoticed. It is incumbent upon me It is listening. It is incumbent upon me to set the record straight, regardless. So if you call in to actually contribute, I will give you that opportunity. But by the way, but the way I conduct the show, I'm sorry, I decide that. Thank you.
Hello?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, I understand your point. Guess why? Every media outlet in the world is being criticized because of what it stands for. Now, our sister, what her name? I don't mention name. I mention your attitude. Now, our sister, she get there, people will get her point. People live in illusion. People live in belief. She believe what she believes in. We believe what we believe in. That's what I can say. There are a lot of things here on earth. And when our Manuko brother, and our Bani brother, and our Kisi brother, yeah, on a lot of things. The lot of things you are saying. So don't, so now you tell me when you respond to it, make it famous. That's what I gotta say.
I understand, and thank you very much. So let me tell you something.
All right, thank you.
That's why before you go, that's why I don't call name, because calling the names of those people will make them famous, like you're saying. But it's better when they put the jargon up there, when they put the nonsense out there. It's better. It's also good to set the record straight, so that the good people, so that the good people that are reading, exactly, yeah. So I have the opportunity. Yeah, exactly. There are a lot. Let me tell you, there are a lot of things that can come. I can just see it like I didn't see it. There are a lot of, but there are certain things. Those things that deserve, a response. That's why. Other than that, I don't respond to everything. But thank you very much, brother.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so like I was saying, whether it's Sekou Kenneth, whether it's Terko, whether it's Steve Bully, SKTV, we are different. We don't treat people because of our relationship. For some of you that don't know, Mariamu Fofana is my sister. But some of the questions I just asked her, some of you will not ask those kinds of questions to somebody that we are related to. When it comes to politics, when it comes to Liberia, I don't see family. I don't see tribe. I don't see anything. I don't see party. I only see Liberia. And I don't care about my relationship with people. Some of the things I just told her, some of you will never deal to talk to people that you related to in that manner. So appreciate people for what they do. It's called gratitude. But if you cannot appreciate, just be quiet and follow. Caller, what is your name and where you calling from? I'm about to go now. Caller, what is your name and where you calling from? 401, last 4 digit 8793.
Good afternoon, Mr. Garnet. This is Emmanuel Tia calling from Rhode Island.
Emmanuel Tia, how are you? I think you're the last caller. We're about to leave now.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for giving me the time. I wanted to call and applaud your guest today because of her exposé.
Okay.
Yes, because, she said something that I concur with her as their own words say in their house. Like, that grace should try to put our country is out there, be positive. Not everything in our country will be negative at all. But let us try to do something positive to at least help our country to move forward. But nowadays, Liberia has become a country where anything that happens, everybody is telling it. Even if something happened recent time, my in-law dies. You know what happened? People thought the man was walking, he was in the street, he fell. Something happened to him, he died. You know what? People took the picture immediately and posted on Facebook. I was aware, I saw the picture. People say, oh, there's another mysterious death. And I know that this man was sick. So I'm trying to say that everything that happened in our country, at least let us take our time though not everything is perfect there. But let's take our town and make our country to look like where people live too.
Oh,
that
good.
Nigeria with America. The system here is quite different. The people build their system, but we are just trying. It will take us time to get to even 1% of their time that they invested. So Nigerians, I'm just calling to let us know that what we're doing to ourselves is not good. I also applaud your guests for speaking through, and I hope to see you becoming senator in a short distance. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So, folks, that will do it for today. I want to say thank you again to all of you, and we appreciate your coming here as always. It's a good thing to be here. You know, on this show, we have the good, the bad, the not so good, but we have all the people here, and we are open to bringing everybody and anybody. People in politics, people in private sectors. It doesn't matter where you are, even common citizen. If you have something you want to discuss, call us. We'll make the platform available to you like we have done with everybody. We want to say thank you to all of you for following, your participation, people that call, the one that shares. We want to say thank you to all of you. We appreciate everything. We love you. Have a good night.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am Sonada Diabo. I'm glad with the great opportunity given me to introduce to you your president.
Babu want to become president. Mosquito want to become president. Poppy Dossa want to become president. Crazy man you see want to become president. Mr. Credit want to become president. Mr. Lala man want to become president. President you will sing you. Mr. Roro want to become president. Diego. Now how the president business will be? We suffering for some more. Mr. Lala want to become president. President you see want to become president. Mr. Become president. It can't be one angry. Let me tell you something. When they want to become president with Lala, they will come and say, as the president of the Republic of Liberia, I thank you people for introducing me as the president. Power invests in me as the president of the Republic of Liberia. I want to make sure I will bring the rest press down. Yeah. I'm going to pull all the fear press down. I'm going to bring the gasoline press down. Yeah. Kalolo want to become president. You know he say again, you want to tell me say president will tell money eat up become president? Trust take up become president? And now he say, Liberia will support you. When they be president to them, they will stand and say, I'm Mason. I will bring down Moldova and bear you new Moldova. I'm going to make sure I'm not going to steal the government money. I'm going to make sure 7-7 get their back pay. I'm the president going to make sure that the AFL going to be paid in 2 weeks. I'm going to make sure the student going to get 12 buses. I'm going to make sure for the little children they say